And the view from the space station, come on down, way down, closer, closer. We are in Cardiff, right by the bay. And you'll be coming inside momentarily to the big blue tent, and it's another night of Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League action here on Premier Sports, live from the Cardiff Arena. Hello again, everybody. My name is Paul Romanuk, filling the chair for Aaron Murphy. My pleasure to welcome to our microphones a legend in these Cardiff parts, Neil Francis, 453 career games with the team, and now you get to sit back and watch things and enjoy them a little bit. Although I have to say, it's sort of apropos that we're in what they call the big blue tent, because at times off the ice here this year, Neil, it's been a bit of a three-ring circus, and I wonder how that affects the players, or if it does.
Yeah, there's been a lot of distractions this year from coaching changes, player changes throughout the year, and it will have an effect on the players. But I think as the year's gone on, the players, it's become more normal, and they're on quite a run right now.
Do you think there's also, I've heard some players say this, and coaches for that matter, you can adopt a bit of a siege mentality, if you will, sort of an us and then them being the outside world, and it can help motivate guys. Do you think that's the case at all?
Yeah, absolutely. And when you build a strong dressing room, that's what you want, the guys to be battling for each other in the dressing room, and you see that when Cardiff win, you see them all grab each other, and when they score goals, you see how pumped they are, and they're definitely doing it for each other here.
And now for the folks who may not be all that familiar with the hockey culture here, you're a native Welshman from this city, played your entire career here, 453 games. Tell them a little bit, and tell me a little bit about what hockey means to the local sporting culture.
Yeah, I mean, hockey came in at a time when the Welsh rugby team and the football team wasn't doing so well, and it came in, it was winning straight away, and it's got a hardcore fan base here, loyal fans that have been here for the last 30-odd years, and they'll do everything for their team, and you'll hear the noise tonight, and they'll get right behind their team, and it makes this one of the most difficult places to come and play in the league.
And Neil, what's it like for you after being a guy in the dressing room, on the ice, behind the bench for a while, to just be a civilian, if you will, and sit back and watch? Is it easy, something you enjoy, or would you rather be out there?
Well, I mean, there's a part of you that's always going to miss being directly involved, but now and again it's nice to just sit back, relax, and realize why we all love the game.
What has the trajectory been like for the team this year? And again, just to sort of fill in some of the blanks for people who maybe haven't been following the league that closely, was it a great start? Was it a slow start? Where are they now, and where do you see them finishing up down the stretch run of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough start. We bring in Dan Lacosta, who may have gone on to be the best goaltender in the league, 4 NHL games behind him, and he goes out with a concussion for the first month of the season. Team struggles, and it's been a sort of downward spiral after that, and you see right down the bottom in 8th, where people expected Cardiff to be right up near to the top.
Dundee a little bit higher, actually significantly higher in the overall league table. What kind of story does this tell about these two teams?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the table there, and you think Dundee's the team, but the form guide actually says opposite, that Dundee had a great start, overachieving compared to the size of the club, to the others below them, and they've had a tough try of it lately with a few losses, and Cardiff's on a bit of a run, so they're the form team, and it's kind of the opposite of what the league tables are showing there.
Well, Neil, to your point, the recent form of the two clubs, certainly when you look at how they played as of late, there you go, lots of green on the Cardiff side of things.
Yeah, and you take out those 2 Challenge Cup games against Belfast, and it's all wins for Cardiff. They went up to 3-3 in Scotland and won all 3 of those games. First of those games was against Dundee. That's the one people expected Cardiff to struggle with. Long travel day, and they came away with a 5-1 win, which was huge for them.
And the two teams going up head-to-head, one really lopsided score, the 7-0 score, but other than that, what's the tale to be told here?
Yeah, that 7-0 game was one, unfortunately, I was involved with there, and it was not long after Dan had gone down, and we got off to a pretty bad start, and the more we chased the game and tried to get back in it, Dundee had some clinical players that night and just kept burying on us. Then Dundee came down here, and Cardiff squeezed out a tight one, and like I say, that last game up in Dundee on the 24th of January, that was a massive result for Cardiff at the time when they needed a lift.
Yeah, big result with the 5-1 win. Hoping from an audience point of view we get a nice close one here tonight in Cardiff. We had a chance to catch up with both of the coaches before the game. You'll hear from Dave Whistle, who is the interim head coach for Cardiff, and also we had a chance to talk to Jeff Hutchins and get his thoughts heading into this one. Coach, what do we look for tonight? What's the form of the team being the last few games?
Yeah, it's relatively good. At times a little bit inconsistent, but I think in the last 4 or 5 games, I think we've done the right things that we needed to do to win. I think there's a lot of things that we could clean up, and I think the biggest thing for me is I can accept mistakes as long as the effort's there.
See, Palestroni in the lineup. I know he's heading off to go play in Sweden, but he's in the lineup tonight. What's the situation there?
Well, it's from the club's point of view, we're happy that he's given this opportunity, but at the same time, we have a business to run, and he does have a clause in his contract that he has to serve notice, and we're actually letting him get out of that. But we need his services this weekend. We've had a few injuries, and I think that losing him for this weekend without proper time to replace him is unfair on the club, and he understands that, and we've come to an agreement.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
No problem.
Well, Coach, a lot of off-ice activity. Some would say a 3-ring circus, so I will. How does that affect you as a coach and the team and your approach to it?
Well, I try not to think of it, and I know I've heard some of the stories this year, and there's 2 sides to everything, and every single player has to be professional and come out here tonight, and we've been playing very well the last couple of weeks, so no reason to change tonight, and no reason to look at anything other than what's on the ice. So everybody in that room's looking forward to the game.
And for fans of Cardiff, or for people more particularly who haven't seen them a lot this year, what do they look for in the first little bit, the first few shifts, that tell them whether or not the team's on its game?
Well, tonight we're going to have our D being aggressive. We're going to pinch a lot tonight. Hopefully that's the way we're going to play at home. It is a small rink. I've only been back here now for about 7 or 8 days, so we just kind of getting that going, and that's what we're going to look at tonight, really to start the game and hopefully finish it the same way.
Dave, welcome back and good luck.
Thanks very much.
Well, the great salve for any team's wound is always winning, and Cardiff has been on a roll as of late, and we'll see whether or not they can keep that up tonight. Here are the starting 5 who Dave Whistle is going to throw out there, and who are the players who we want to keep our eyes on, especially in the early going in this one, Neil?
You look at a guy like Andrew Lord. He's a big, powerful guy, but he's actually very talented. He's got great skills too, and he's one of the passionate guys that wears his heart on his sleeve.
All right, and the starting 5 for the Dundee Stars with Jeff Hutchins in behind the bench. And Dundee, a team up higher in the table than Cardiff, and who are some of the guys doing the job for them?
Well, one of the guys on there, Jerry Palestroni, has been great for them, and they've had the unfortunate news, I guess fortunate for Palestroni, he's just got a deal in the Swedish Allsvenskan. So this will be his last weekend, but he'll be looking to sign off on a high. Yeah,
it was interesting hearing the coach talk beforehand about there is that obligation, almost like a job. You have to give a bit of notice before you head off to another league. There is an out clause, but they needed him this weekend for manpower reasons, very much so. So he will be gone, and a big loss, one of the stars in that team. We'll take a look at a couple of the other key players to watch in this game. The stars, if you will, on either team. Of course, it is a team game, but Mac Faulkner is certainly a player who we're going to want to have to keep an eye on. Mac Faulkner, a bit of a veteran guy. He played a bit in Italy, doing quite a job here for Cardiff.
Yeah, Mac's a great leader. He's the team captain, and you look at him there, 49 games, 29 goals. He leads from the front. When you want a big goal, you want Mac Faulkner on the ice.
And Mac is a Canadian. Nico Sanchetti is an American by way of Italy, and also one of their key players, a big contributor with their club.
Yeah, he's a smaller guy, very skilled guy, but he's quick, he's got good hands, and you have to keep an eye out on him all the time.
Now, again, and I don't want to dwell on it too much, but it's part of the story without a doubt, and that is the off-ice distraction, if you will, that has surrounded the Cardiff club this year. Were you ever in a situation as a player where there was a lot going on around the outside, and you personally, your own experience, did it take away from your concentration?
I think in sport there's always that tendency to have some sort of dramas going on, and you do try and focus and keep it out, but it is unsettling, especially when guys aren't sure if there's going to be a coaching change, if a new coach is going to like them, and sometimes it does rock people. Other guys, it can give them a shake-up and they get things going.
Neil, when you were back at the bench working as an assistant coach, you can feel the energy in the building, and you know that Cardiff, being the home team, will have a lot of jump coming out. What kind of things did you try to get the guys to focus on in their first few shifts?
Well, the key in this building is a big start. it's a smaller building, so it happens a lot quicker, especially for the away teams. You know, they need to move the puck a bit quicker, but as a home team, if you can get a jump on them, get a few hits in them, they know they're in for a rough night.
All right, the players are out on the ice. We've got our coats on. We're right down here by ice level. You can feel the energy. We're a little bit cold, but it's going to be hot out on the ice, and we'll be back with the opening face-off coming up on Premier Sports. It is Cardiff, and it's Dundee, and it's coming up next. And welcome back. We're inside the big blue tent, and things getting all set to heat up. It is Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League action on Premier Sports. That is the referee, Mr. Tom Darnell. For tonight, Lee Young and Sam Motton on the lines. Great to have you with us wherever you are looking in on just a great sports day in the country, wherever you're watching, particularly here in Wales, where we had the rugby going on today, the Six Nations.
Yep.
And then, of course, the big derby going on between Swansea and Cardiff.
My team, Cardiff City, I think they kicked off about 5:30, so yeah, I'll be looking for that result.
You are particularly. And part of the sports fabric of the evening, we've got some great hockey for you. That is Dan Bakkal, the starting goaltender for the Dundee Stars. Played for the Allen Cup champs last year, was an MVP, top goaltender in the tournament. He is a Canadian, 26 years of age. And his counterpart at the other end is Kamil Kozłowski, a Polish national, starting in goal for the Cardiff Devils. Cardiff in those blood red home uniforms, the traditional color they wear at home, and Dundee in white. And we are all set to drop the puck and get this one underway. And the puck just chipped up along the boards. And trying to come up there is Matthew Myers, number 8, throwing it towards the front of the net. He had Andrew Lord out there. And the puck will jump up out of play, and we'll get an early stoppage. And again, things to look for in the early going. When you were back at the bench, I think it's more of you like the guys to get out there and get into a bit of a rhythm.
Yeah, you definitely want them to play the body early. It's a smaller ice surface, like we said, and teams coming in, they're used to the bigger ice surface that they practice on every day. They haven't got as much time, and you just want to send a message that it's going to be a tough night.
Is it the smallest ice surface in the league?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the smallest. This in Coventry, but this is definitely a bit smaller.
Marsh chips it up along the boards. Moved out there by Lord. Gets it up and ahead. Trying to come in now. Puck moved out towards the front of the net. That was Max Bierbryer. Scored a great shootout goal the other night, which propelled Cardiff to a victory. Puck just steered out through the neutral zone. Kaczynski was looking for it. Knocked away from him. Marsh. Thought he saw a little bit of room, just dangled there back of the goal, gets it out in front, it wobbles around in the slot, but it's cleared out of harm's way. Curious to see whether both coaches in the early going just roll through the lines fairly quickly to get everyone into it.
Yeah, they'll try to go for a few short ones first, get everyone's legs pumping, get everybody moving, and then see how it goes from there.
Up through the middle. Morissette over on the left wing. He's going towards the front of the net. Puck ends up on the right side and move back out. And Kirka under a bit of pressure clears it back into his own zone. Smith zips it up along the boards and gets it back down the ice. Not far enough for Ice King. McCluskey with it. Dangles back into his own zone. Sets the floor, so to speak. Moves it out. And Ziga Sveti will fire it back in. Puck rolls in towards the goal. Bakkal just steers that away. One of his first touches of the puck here in the early going. Just underway in this one. Dundee in white, Cardiff in red. And the puck will roll down again. Nice flow we're getting into this one in the early going. No icings. And a chance for guys to get into the match.
Yeah, and you got to change. You got Cardiff's third line going out there. It's an energy line. Got young Ben Davis. Got a great battery on him. He'll go all night. And you got some of the younger guys there. Josh Batch. Sometimes a D-man, sometimes a winger. He's a big guy. Plays the body well.
Whirl up there in the corner. Got it up and around the boards. Comes to the side. A quick snapshot by Whirl. Pretty speedy player, and he's good at finding the seam, if you will, or finding that little bit of room, a little opening, and he did that there with a quick shot from just off to the right of the keeper. Puck just cleared down the ice. Bakkal out to play it. And the puck rolled out in front. It got away from Bakkal. Little bit of a lively bounce off those end boards.
Yeah, the boards are unpredictable, which again makes it tough for teams coming in that they're not used to it. You saw Josh Batch, using his long stride, putting a bit of pressure on Bakkal, and nearly spilled the chance for Cardiff there.
Kashersky out there in the face-off, one of the players we talked about off the top, Russian-born player. And a pretty high skill set. A lot of the Russian guys, the Swedish guys who you see coming into the league, they teach skills so well at a young age in those countries.
Yeah, you got the same on Cardiff with Max Birbreyer, originally from Kazakhstan, and he's got some of the best hands in the league. They all skate really well. Their technique is taught from a young age, and you can see the skill set that they have.
Morissette up there after it. Shoveled it around down into the corner. Mark Smith thought about pinching up there from the right defense, but he hangs back just a little bit. Dolan after it, or pardon me, that's Jones after it in the corner, knocked away from him. And the puck moved back, hustling back there is Mark Smith for Cardiff, under pressure. Little bump there back of the goal. Smith had someone just off his hip, and he knew it as he headed back there trying to chase down that puck. Rollick moved it up and ahead. Cardiff, good job there to plug up the neutral zone, and back in the counter. The pass was behind Myers, and he has to chase it back out to the neutral zone. Just sort of batted ahead. Lord was looking forward at the line. He's number 71 up there, the only man up forechecking. Puck just cleared back now. Looking for a bit of room. Birbreyer gets it down into the corner. Lord after it. Myers is up there. He's got the puck now. Number 8, Myers in the corner. Lord lurking in the weeds comes there to pull away the loose puck, trying to double back towards the goal. Lord is out in front, and they can't get the puck to him as he just kind of floated through that high slot area. Lord again, good work here. And he will zip it back. Myers looking for it. They get a good cycle going. That's moving the puck around from the corner to the edge of the slot. And you continue to do that and hope that you can create an odd man situation.
Yeah, you got this line here, Myers, Lord, and Birbreyer. All three of them are strong guys, and they're looking to cycle Dundee, suck their D in and look for an opening there. Didn't quite work that time, but I think we'll see more of that as the game goes on.
Puck just popped up over the glass there, and we get a stoppage. And again, that's when you hear the terminology, the cycle. That's what you're talking about, is just moving it around, corner, slot.
Yeah, that's right. They're working it up the boards, and then they're chipping it back for the next guy. It's a well-drilled move, and you're looking to draw a D-man in, open up a lane there, make that pass, and get a scoring chance.
Well, no matter what the sport is, whether it's ice hockey or whether it's rugby, whether it's football, it's all about creating an odd man situation where you outnumber the opponent. It's just creating space is the simplest way to put it. Plumpton back there, and play whistle down. That's going to be an icing call.
The Cubs got the line out now that they'll look to a lot. They've got Kirker, they've got Faulkner and Morissette on there. All talented guys, a lot of goals between them, and this is arguably the top line for Cardiff, even though it's coming out second in the rotation.
And the puck will roll back up towards the corner now. Plumpton was hanging out in the slot, number 20. That's Faulkner trying to get it out to him, but that goes awry, and the puck is cleared down the ice. Smith hustling back, gets there, and that is an icing call on Dundee.
And again, one of the features having the small ice surface there. You see Faulkner forces the pass. It gets picked off by Dundee, and on another day that could be a breakaway.
Had a look there at Mike Worrell, speedy offensive winger who had a chance a little bit earlier on in the game.
Yeah, Worrell had a big year last year, playing with Sammy Rainen. The two of them combined really well and had a ton of points, and I think Dundee will probably be a little bit disappointed with his output this year. It's been a lot lower than last year.
Yeah, he scored 35 goals last year with Dundee. Smith getting back there to pick it up, and that is another icing call on Dundee. So that early jump that some of the Cardiff fans were looking for, not really forthcoming yet.
No, it's been a few mistakes from both sides. It hasn't really got into gear yet. You can see Dundee not used to the size where they're making a pass and it's going astray and it's going down for icing. And that's just making the game a little bit disjointed.
Off the face-off, Davis got it back there, but the puck fired up and tipped over the glass and into the netting, so we get another stoppage.
Yeah, Ben Davis has been one of the Cardiff's player of the season. You know, he's a young guy. He's just made the Great Britain national team. Again, a local guy, but he's developing maturity to take on the centre role. You know, he plays in a lot of different roles for the team if they bump him up a line or two, or he can go out there and be that energy guy on that third line.
Off the face-off, Batch with a shot from the high slot. Up towards the corner, Marcus Rama going after it, number 81, trying to get his stick on the puck. Batch working diligently there along the boards, gets it up towards Rama, who was out in front. The pass just missed him, but he's got it now. Rama dished it off to the boards. Twisting and turning around is Davis. Finds some room. Davis tried to get it out in front. Rama was parked there just off the edge of the crease, number 81, but couldn't quite negotiate contact on that occasion. And then that play disintegrates for Cardiff, and the Star is able to work it out. Puck just played down into the corner. Sveti back after it, works it around. Puck just banked off the boards back towards the blue line. Out in front is Kashersky, number 5. He was all alone out in front, and they couldn't get the puck out to him, and play is whistled down, and it's going to be a hooking call coming up. And let's see who the guilty party is. It's going to go against Cardiff.
I think just as Rawlett goes behind the net, player loses him a bit and he's about to pull something and he just gets a stick across him. Rawlett goes down and Tom Donnell's arm goes up.
So a power play chance for Dundee, the first power play opportunity of the game.
You see Jake Morissette there looking to force pretty quick. Again, using that small ice to try and force Dundee into a mistake.
Kashersky looking to dish off there to his left, but offside called on Dundee. Lots of time to go in the power play. Not quite 2 minutes, but across in front. Kashersky with the quick pass. McCluskey skates back after it.
Here, of course, is the danger that if you go too aggressive on your power play, you give up a short-handed chance. And Cardiff now camped in the Dundee zone after getting a turnover where Dundee were trying to move the puck maybe a little bit too quickly.
That was a nice job by Andrew Lord up there, who from his knees got the short-handed chance. About a minute to go in the power play. Rawlett carefully out to center, and he will flip it up in towards the corner. Puck rolls up there.
Yeah, Dundee clearly looking to get it deep on their power play rather than try and walk it in and then go to battle in the corner. Didn't quite work for them on that occasion, but now we see Cardiff down the other end, and it could be a chance here for Cardiff.
Quayle back there, and Beerbreier was knocked down. Fans were hollering for a penalty, but none forthcoming. But good aggressive penalty killing from Cardiff.
Yeah, they're making it work for them on the small ice. They're pressing Dundee. Dundee quite haven't found their stride yet in this game, and they're coughing it up, and Cardiff are looking to take advantage of that.
Going towards the front of the net is Werrell, number 9. Now he'll come up there and meet up with it in the corner. Puck moved all the way back. Isaacs at the top of the point there, number 54. Quayle with the puck, meanwhile, here in the corner. Couple of options. He goes around back of the goal. And from the sharp angle, trying to walk it in. Scores! Sacchetti.
Yeah, there's that guy that we talked about, Sacchetti, a go-to guy for Dundee. He's on their power play. And, you know, we talk about waiting for seams to open up. I think that's what Dundee does there. They're patient behind the net. They hang on to it. And then there's a little play after him. The screen is there. And Sacchetti doesn't miss from there. Nice
shot by Sacchetti. Finds the corner on the power play. And Dundee grab the lead.
Yeah, I think Dundee did a good job of getting the guy to the net there. He tied up the D-man, and Kozowski then's got two guys in front of him, makes it very difficult for him to see the puck.
That was all about just patience, really.
Yeah, you saw a good patient play behind the net. He drags the penalty killer in and just makes that little backhand dish.
So Sacchetti gets the goal, and Dundee get exactly what you want when you're playing a road game, and that is get the home team on the back foot, first period, get that first goal. Smith got it up ahead. Morissette tried to move it across towards the slot. Kirka was knifing his way towards the goal, but it was broken up back the other way. Rollick into the corner, tried to get it out in front. Rollick moved it around back of the net. Wirral was looking for it. Wirral parked out in front, but they couldn't get the puck to him, and it's broken up by Morissette, who gets it out to the neutral zone. Trying to follow up there is Faulkner. Faulkner moves up after it, looking towards the goal, but the puck fired in, and play is whistled down.
Yeah, Cardiff's put their big line out after that to try and maybe get one back straight away. Like you said, when teams are on the road, they want to get ahead and stop the home team running away with it. It's a nice patient play behind, little mishandle, but he draws his guy in, he makes that play off. You got two guys standing in front of your netminder, and he hits the back of the net.
Ticking up towards the halfway point of this first period, and Dundee with that 1-0 lead. And play is whistled down.
I think it's a hand pass there. Roller trying to throw the puck out the zone there.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's going to be brought back for a face-off in the Dundee zone. See on the Dundee bench, they got Brock McPherson, the club captain. Unfortunately, he's out for the year now, so he's helping player coach Jeff Hutchins, giving him a pair of eyes on the bench.
Marsh, number 22 for Cardiff, trying to hold the puck loose. Dundee with a bit of jump after scoring that goal. Sacchetti looking for it. In over the line, Jones angling back towards the goal, comes back here for Piggott. Piggott twisting and turning in the corner. Slides it down back of the net. Lord comes around to Piggott and poked off his stick. Lord back there to cover. Tried to fire it in quickly, but knocked away, but he continues the chase. Good persistence here by Andrew Lord, really working it. Puck rolls out towards the front of the net, and Marcus Raman, number 81, you saw him just jumping in from the blue line, but couldn't get there in time. Now Dundee back in the counter, and that's broken up. Some good back and forth action we get here. In over the line, Davis got it back for Rama, and he tried to forge his way towards the top of the slot, and that play was broken up. This is Smith, has company back in his own zone, zips it up around the boards. Rama coming in, he's got Faulkner with him. Pardon me, that's Batch, number 41. Batch into the corner. And Batch out in front, and he was cruising there looking for a loose puck, but Dan Bakkal grabbing it, the Dundee goaltender, and hanging on.
Yeah, so far it's been a game of mistakes, and the teams are coughing the puck and they're giving the other team chances, and nobody's really gotten to the stride, but you see Cardiff here through Tyson Marsh trying to get a puck on the net and just see if they can get a bounce going their way.
And you will so often hear coaches talk about that. When in doubt, just get it on net. Fire it towards the goal like that, and maybe you get a bounce like that.
Yeah, with the puck and with the play, you go to the net, good things happen. That's where the action is, and you never know when you're going to get a lucky one, and it's always worth, if there's nothing on, throwing a puck on net and see what breaks down from there.
Richardson carefully out of his own zone, whips it up off the boards, ricocheted up there. Beerbreier was looking for it, but back the other way, puck fired by Sacchetti off an arm. Lord is on the way up on the right side. They go to the left side instead. Lord tight roping along the line is the trailer, but the shot comes in and Bakkal will grab it and hang on.
And that's Mark Richardson there. It's his first game back. He's been out for about 6 weeks with a knee injury. So he's an important part of the Devils. He's one of the leading British defensemen. He's very good with the puck, very good skater. But no doubt he'll be feeling a bit rusty. I haven't had 6 weeks out of the lineup.
Did you have many injury problems when you played?
Yeah, I think it comes with the nature of the game, especially when you played the role I did, which definitely wasn't a skill role. Just throw your body about. So I had surgery on both shoulders and knee ligaments, and yeah, I think it's part of the territory.
Oh, I ask you that, Neil, because I always wonder how long it takes a guy to get back and before he feels as though, you know, his head's really back into it and he's got his timing back and everything. We'll get to that in a moment. Puck just fired in towards the goal and it's going to be grabbed.
Yeah, it's you can be fit to play, but not match fit. You can be in the gym, you can do everything, but then getting back on the ice, it's a different kind of conditioning, so your lungs aren't quite used to it, your hands aren't there too, and maybe your speed of thought is a little bit slower as well. So it'll take Richie. I mean, I know Richie as a guy, and he's a natural guy. He'll get into it quicker than most, but still, you know, he'll have a bit of rust to shake off.
Oh, and that was Kashersky, who was flattened just outside the blue line. Meanwhile, puck pushed up towards the corner. Kirka motoring around back of the net, looking for somebody out in front. You see Kashersky is back up and in the play, so none the worse for wear. He's number 5 out there for Dundee. Meanwhile, Cardiff trying to apply some pressure. Puck comes back out. Smith fires it. James scores!
That's Brad Plumpton there. Tom Donnell's hand went up, the netminder went out, and Cardiff had the advantage of an extra skater there. 6 on 5, they throw the puck at the net. Plumpton, he takes the chance because it's on the delayed penalty, and the puck comes out, and he just shovels that one away.
Delayed penalty situation, as you mentioned, and they take advantage, getting the extra man out there, and the Devils have tied it.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach under normal circumstances wouldn't be too happy to see Brad Plumpton standing in the crease, but when he's on a no-lose gamble, with the netminder out and the referee's hand up for the delayed penalty, he takes that chance and it pays off for him.
So they score the goal in the delayed penalty, and the Devils and the Stars all tied at 1 in the first period. And yeah, well articulated by you, Brad Plumpton, not normally a guy you expect to see up parked right in front of the other team's net. He's a defenseman. Taking the scenic route around. Puck comes back to Swindlehurst. Shoots. Knocked down on the way through. This is Hutchins. Looks around. Hutchins still. Slides it up along the boards. Puck fired in. Nice stop by Kozowski. Rebound comes out, but is cleared. 2 on 1. Moving in. Davis fired his shot. He was up there with Rama. Rama up after it. Puck rolls back. Sveti clears it right in front of the net. Rama was upended as he tried to follow through. Yes. And then Dolan was thumped along the boards.
Suddenly the game's jumped into life. We had those 2 goals now, 1 apiece, and you can see guys are getting the pucks to the net. They're making the hits. Yeah, it's starting to get a bit of life in here. The crowd are getting into it.
Davis works it around for Bierbryer. Tried to fire it back in front of the goal. Davis hopping over there to the board. Centers it out in front of the net. It'll hop through the slot. Over along the wall. Smith chopped at it, but it's moved out. Played up by Werrell. Now Dundee coming in with some speed. Werrell just knifed it wide of the corner. Oh, he had a good bead on that glove side. Back the other way as they go back and forth. Myers coming up. Number 8 jumping into it. Tried to catch up to that puck in the slot, but it's broken up. Cannon moves it all the way down the ice. Pardon me, that's Connon. Back in the corner. Richardson under some heat. And back there to help him out is Matthew Myers. Richardson, number 17, just back into the lineup for Cardiff and working it along the wall. Werrell. Puck poked around back of the net. Here's Marsh. And he will start out trying to settle things down. Long pass up ahead. Just failed to connect with Bierbryer down into the corner. And Bierbryer throwing himself up there, trying to forecheck. Puck golfed towards the goal. Battled away by Bakkal.
And you saw Tyson Marsh brings...
Smith got it up ahead, and trying to slip loose was Morissette.
He saw that there was a bit of pressure down in Cardiff, so he was strong playing the body. He got the puck, he settled it down behind the net. He takes a few strides with it, makes a great play, plays in Dundee's end.
Here comes Kashersky. He's got some room. And misfired in the shot. Puck flipped up. Dolan was cruising there by the blue line for Dundee. Dolan now on the back check. Comes back to pick the pocket of Morissette. Morissette there, number 47, you see, jabbing at it along the boards. He will follow it through towards the corner. And a little push from behind there, and that is going to be a penalty, as it should. That is something they have really, over the years, clamped down on, as well they should in this game, and that is that little shot from behind as you move in near the boards. Guys can really get hurt in that situation.
Yeah, you see Cardiff take it into the boards again. They're going into that cycle. You've got Mac Fulton there. He's looking to make a play, and he gets a shot from behind. Especially with it being a couple of foot away from the boards, it's a dangerous area, and the referee quite rightly calls Dundee for 2 here.
And the clamping down on that is a directive that's really come from the International Ice Hockey Federation, which is the governing body, the FIFA of ice hockey, if you will. And they sort of mandated a few years ago, certainly in their competitions, to really, really clamp down on those hits from behind, because you were getting guys suffering some very bad injuries just because you're in that danger zone, just a little ways from the boards, and you can go in head first. Cardiff on the power play. Puck shoveled towards the front, and that was Batch who just failed to get his stick on it.
Yeah, you had Cardiff's top line out just before this shift, so your number 1 power play unit at the moment is on the bench. So this is the second unit with Myers, Batch, and Beerbrier. You know, they'll be looking to go out, have a quick shift, and then I'm sure Cardiff will look to get their big guns on after that.
And that is exactly what they will do as they change in the go. Moving up, Lord, number 71, with his stick in the ice, looking for the pass. Kirka dancing along the boards, gets it down into the corner. Lord gets it around back of the net. Faulkner, nobody in front yet. And now some traffic out in front. Kirka moves it back, stepping up. Kirka shoots. Good stop there by Bakkal as he stared him down. Point blank range there. Puck tapped up by Marsh. Little cross ice. They were going for the open man on the weak side, but the pass was deflected up over the glass and out of play. Yeah,
you can see Cardiff go back and forth here. They're just looking to open up. They're looking for the D-man to overcommit. That's what happens there. And Kirka in the slot there makes a good shot, but that's a great save there by Bakkal.
Yeah, you couldn't be in a much better position than Kirka was there. Big shot and a big save. 37 seconds to go on the power play for Cardiff. First period, and it's been a pretty good one so far. All tied at 1. There's Marsh, comes over with the one-timer. You can see that was the play, and he got the shot on target, but was knocked away. Bakkal has looked sharp in goal for Dundee. Marsh just sliding it back there after ragging that puck. Richardson with a foray, comes up deep, rebound in front of the net. Andrew Lord with a glorious chance, and he was stymied by Bakkal. Back the other way, Hutchins into the corner. He's given a little bump. Hutchins and Faulkner mixing it up. Teams back at even strength, so Dundee weathered that storm thanks in no small measure to the play of goaltender Dan Bakkal, who made a couple of fine saves.
Yeah, we saw Mark Richardson there. Very heads-up play. He takes it down the boards. He waits for Andrew Lord. We talked about good things happen when you go to the net. Andrew Lord goes to the net, and he gets a good shot away. Great stop, Bakkal. Kept his team in it there.
Puck played in. Bakkal grabs it, throws it in behind the net. Rollick moves it up on the wing. Hutchins plays it out. Plumpton moved it back ahead. That is Batch angling towards the front of the goal. The puck came across to him, but he was being watched quite closely down in front and really didn't get good contact on it.
Yeah, the game's starting to get a bit more physical now. I think both teams are trying to throw the body, trying to get the upper end going into the period break here. I think that was Rama, actually, who was out wide. Manages to get a shot on net, but to a goaltender like Bakkal, that's an easy save for him.
And then you can see Josh Batch, number 41, going across in front, looking for a rebound, and he was being tied up on the play.
Yeah, right idea with Batch going to the net there, and good work by the D-man as well, tying up his man, watching him all the way down.
Played back towards the line, just chipped up towards the corner. Beerbrier, number 23, sort of dangling there just in the perimeter. Now he's going to jump after it in the corner, trying to get it out towards the front of the net. Lord is floating around there in the high slot. It comes to him. A pass was in his skate, and he got tangled up in his own bad luck, really. Wasn't able to get his stick on it. Back towards the line, Smith chops it up. Myers trying to push it loose. He's number 8 up there for Cardiff. Myers climbing his way around, getting some help up there with Lord. This is Lord trying to come off the boards, had his pocket picked. The puck pushed up ahead. Bit of a foot race, and now the cavalry coming up over the hill and smoking it wide was James Isaacs. He was the trailer on the attack and drilled it wide. Back the other way. Lord was wide open in front, and just failing to get it across to him was Beerbrier.
You saw Isaac step into the play in the other end. Of course, that left a gap at the back end, and Cardiff looking to take advantage of the 2-on-1.
Beerbrier trying to get it out there for Kirka. Final 30 seconds of this opening period. Up along the boards, Kashersky waiting still. Tried to zip it across there. He had Hutchins jumping up into the mix. Hutchins now trying to get it out towards the front. Back at the line. Puck zipped towards the goal, and Kozowski will grab it and hang on.
Yeah, it's another good glove save there by Kozowski. No team likes to give one up in the last minute, let alone the last 10 seconds. So that was an important stop for his team there. You see it starts with the coach, Jeff Hutchins, taking the body on Richardson, feeding it back to the D-man. Gets a pretty decent shot away.
Off the face-off, puck punched in. That was stopped by Kozowski, and he will hang on to it, taking no chances with 5 seconds to go in this first period. Just time enough here if they can win the draw cleanly. They do. They get it back. Wrist shot comes in, stopped in front. Hutchins was parked in front, but time running out, and that was the play for sure. Executed perfectly, except for the finish.
Yeah, I mean, Cardiff put their big face-off guns out there. Andrew Lord's really good on the draw, but Dundee, they win the draw quickly. That's all they had time to do, is get it back to the D-man, rip a shot at net, and get some traffic there, and it nearly came off of them in the last seconds.
And welcome back to the Big Blue Tent in Cardiff. After one period of play, the Cardiff Devils Dundee Stars are all tied at 1. And there is the scoring summary. Nico Sacchetti opening things up for Dundee on the power play at 8:49. Brad Plumden coming back with what was in effect a power play goal. It was a delayed penalty situation. They had the extra attacker on the ice, and the big defenseman was parked up in front of the goal and was able to convert. Not a particularly penalty-filled first period.
No, it started to get a bit more physical towards the end, and I think both teams will look to carry that into the start of the second period, but you know, nothing too much there. You got the penalty on the Devils, which obviously Dundee capitalised on, and then the delayed penalty, which opened it up for Brad Plumpton to pinch in from the point and sort of dig one away.
It's funny, Neil, we talked off the top, or you did especially, about it's a small ice surface here, and Cardiff especially traditionally like to come out and really hammer the opposition and get them off their game. They weren't really able able to do that, to Dundee's credit.
No, it was a little bit disjointed at the start, wasn't it? A few passes going astray, and that spoiled the rhythm, and it didn't let Cardiff press as much as they probably wanted to do. But equally, Dundee looked a little bit off with their passing, and it led to a number of icings, and the game was a bit broken down. But I think as both teams grew into it, the hockey got a lot better, and it got a lot more intense.
It sure did, and we'll take a look at the goals and show you how that all developed. The first goal was scored by Dundee, and it was on the power play. Sacchetti gets it, and this was just nice patience being displayed by Dundee.
Yeah, they throw it back behind, not quite sure that is, I think it might be Whirl. He mishandles it at the start, and I think the penalty killer there thinks they can get a jump on him and maybe clear it. But what he does, he sucks him in, he waits, and he just makes this little dish off backhand out to Sacchetti, who's waiting in front, puts a good shot on net. And we talked about having guys in front. You've got Whirl there for Dundee. He drags a D-man in. It's tough for Kozowski to see that puck.
Yeah, and that was just a great effort. The little dangle just drew in the defenseman, as you pointed out, right there. And then all of a sudden that creates a bit of room. A tough one for Kozowski to see, the goaltender, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he saw too much of that.
And then at the other end, it was a delayed penalty situation. You saw the referee with his arm up. You see the empty net. Extra attacker is out, and going to the net was Brad Plumpton, who converts here on the rebound.
Yeah, Plumpton, he sees the arms up. They know they've got a chance here to throw everything they can. The puck just goes at the net. It doesn't look, too worrying at first. Just the puck goes high to the net. But there's a bit of traffic there. It bounces out in front, and Plumpton gets 2 swipes at this one, which I'm sure the Dundee coach won't be too happy about. The fact that the D-man's gone in there and had 2 chances to bang away at it, and nobody's cleared him out.
And Plumpton, normally a defenseman, and if you don't watch a lot of ice hockey, highly unusual to see a defenseman up in the attack like that. He was parked right in front of the goal. Do they use him often on that occasion to get him up and take advantage of his size on the power play, for example?
Well, he does like to pinch. He likes to step up and make the body, take the body. He's quite a physical player. He's not afraid to take a chance and go in there. But I think what he's done there, he's played it really well. With the goaltender pull, there's no chance of Dundee scoring, so he goes on this no-lose gamble and gets the shot away.
So 1-1 after 1 period of play. Lots of controversy here in Cardiff. Controversy, I'm probably using the term a little bit heavily, but there's been lots of, shall we say, off-ice distraction with the club. One man coming in and trying to form a bit of a cohesion, I guess, back at the bench, keep things together, and keep the team focused on winning is interim coach Dave Whistle. We had a chance to chat with him.
Well, you know what? I really enjoy it. I was looking forward to coming back, and when I got the email, I really jumped at it. And I just think it's an opportunity to get back into the country. My real reason for leaving was my kids. We were apart for a couple of years. They really wanted to stay and play hockey in Canada for a few more years. They're pretty much done, and one of them has 1 more year of schooling. So my whole philosophy was to get back at some point. Here's an opportunity to work, and I love Cardiff. It's a great city, and it's a good opportunity for me. I think the teams the parity from the teams are getting better. I think it was a great idea to have the 2 conferences. And I've been still in coaching in Canada, so it's like a daily routine again. So as soon as I got back into the action, I really like it. I enjoy it. I like working with this level of player. And I love the whole league in the UK. I think it's a great league for everybody, fans, players, and coaches. So I'm really excited about going for the rest of the year. Well, it's all to do with the players. It's them who have to go out there and do it every night and every shift. And you just have to maybe, be more of a manager than a coach right now. You have to get everybody on the same page, working together. And, we have good players. And when they're playing good, we have a chance to win every single night. And it's a good opportunity for me to get together with these players every morning in practice. We have been working on some stuff that, for sure it's been defensive-minded this last week and just a little different than probably what they have been playing. And I think we want to stay in every game. We're not that far out of 2nd and 3rd place, so we have to take every point we can get. And I think we have to do a real good job on our own end, and our offense will take care of itself. I think it's all in communication. Communicate very well with the players and the management, and I see both sides of it. And, You know what, if we're just here, we want to get the best out of the players. I've been very fortunate to have good players that I've worked with in the past, and I have good players again right now. So if you can just get them all working together and on the same page, I think that'll all come back. And I think the team needs some stability right now. You know, I have heard a lot from both the fans and the management and the players, and so I think the whole club needs some stability, and hopefully I'm able to bring that. Well, he's extremely valuable. I mean, the goalie is probably your number one signing, right? And without a good goalie, you don't have a lot of chances to win. With a good goalie, gives you an opportunity to win every night. He's played well every game that I've been here, and he gives the players that backbone that you need. Say, you know, sometimes you mess up here or there, and he bails you out by making that big save at the right time. And he's done that since I've been here, so hopefully he continues to do that, knock on wood. And if he plays well every night, I would think that we would have a chance to win every night.
Dave Whistle, a good hockey man. He's been around this league before, coached in Bracknell many years back, also coached over in the DEL in Germany. So Canadian-born, but a good European hockey background. After one period of play, the score is 1-1 between Cardiff and Dundee. Back with more from the Big Blue Tent in a moment. It is the Dave Whistle channel. We heard from him in the pregame show. We heard from him here in our first intermission, and our microphone's catching up to him after the first period finished up.
Now, obviously, Dundee have been one of the best sides in the division so far. Have they brought to the game what you expected them to, or are there any changes from your game plan?
No, there wasn't any changes from ours. I mean, yeah, they do. They look like they pass the puck very well. They skate well with it, and their D jump up into the play. So again, we're going to have a high forward or higher than we've had in the period. So we'll talk about that. Hopefully we rectify that, and hopefully we get some more scoring chances. And when we get the puck, you know, get it in deep, keep cycling, and keep making them work for it.
Thank you.
Alrighty, and we'll get the second period underway in a few moments. Paul Romanuk along with Neil Francis, 453 games played for Cardiff. Do you have any of your old memorabilia? I always wonder if guys, did you hang on to your last jersey or a stick, or were you a collector of things like that?
No, they do a good business here in auctioning the game-worn jerseys after fans are really popular. So the days when you used to keep hold of your jersey are gone now. But so maybe you'll see a couple of Francis 29 jerseys around in the stand tonight.
So you don't have one at home in the closet? You must have one.
I've got one I managed to keep back. So yeah, I wanted to show the kids.
Did you play for Dave Whistle at all? And if so, what's he like as a coach?
Yeah, I did. I had the pleasure of playing for Dave, and you know, he's a real player's coach. He's a lot of fun to be around. He makes it fun. He's laid back. He puts that structure in place. So guys, you know, are all on the same page. But he also lets the players go out and play. You know, they're there to do a job, and he gives them the freedom to do that within the system, and he gets good results out of that.
Neil, I always like to ask guys this who played a long time, and you played a long time here. Do you remember your first goal?
I do, and the reason I remember, it was in my first game. I think I was a 16-year-old, you know, nervous, and I stood in front of the net. I parked myself there, and somebody took a shot, and it got a lucky bounce off my stick and went in, but it didn't matter. To me, it was a coast-to-coast.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know what, if nothing else, you're an honest man. The number of guys who would tell that story, and it would be they came from the blue line in, beat 4 guys, and roofed it. So.
Yeah, I think people have seen me play. No, I wouldn't have done that.
Well, away we go here in the second period. Paul Romanuk and Neil Francis, great to have you with us here for Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League action on Premier Sports. If you've been channel surfing, I'll bring you up to date. We are all tied up and just starting the second period. Dundee Stars in white, the Cardiff Devils in those blood red home uniforms. And of the unis that I have seen, the uniforms I've seen in this league, I must say, I'm partial to these Cardiff home jerseys. Very sharp. Yeah,
it stands out really well, and it's the Red Army that we hear singing behind us, and the Red Army in the stands and Red Army on the ice.
And offside called on Cardiff. So right now, to switch things around and look at it from a Dundee perspective, they're playing what most coaches would refer to as a very good road game.
Yeah, they are. They're keeping it tight. They weathered the storm early on when it was Cardiff pressurising. Then they got that power play opportunity by putting a bit of pressure behind the Cardiff net, drew the penalty, and took full advantage.
And if you're not that familiar with ice hockey, and apologies if you are, but two things going against you when you were the visiting team. One is obvious. You're playing in the other team's rink, and there's that pressure and so on that you get from the opposition fans cheering against you. But the significant thing is in hockey is that the home team gets the last change before they start play again. So as a result, the home coach can get the matchups. He has an advantage. So a road team does have the one hand tied behind the back there.
Yeah, it's important that final change, because you can see if you've got the leading players out for the other team, you might want to have your better guys out there, your best defensemen out there. Other times you might want to take a chance and go up against a weaker line with your strongest guys. So that home change is a big advantage.
Swindlehurst moves it up along the boards. Hutchins was looking for it. Good low angle look here, puts you right down in the picture. Trying to come up is Kirka. Up along the boards. Kirka, number 91, chips it towards the slot. Faulkner up there to support him, gets it back around for Kirka now, slides it around back of the goal. Jake Morissette trying to get loose. He's number 47, just hanging back in the play. He goes towards the front of the net, and now he's down low in the corner, but they couldn't get the puck to him. Puck chipped towards the front. Kirka was out there, but knocked away, and the Stars will regroup, and the puck played down the ice. Sacchetti was looking for it there. He was given a rub at the blue line, and nothing more coming there. Long pass right up ahead, zipped in by Rama. Now knocked back out to center. Plumpton looking for it, number 20. He's the goal scorer for Cardiff in this game. Rama on the right side. Squeezed between two players, came away with the puck but couldn't maintain control. Puck fired up off the boards. Picked up there by Ben Davis. Davis gets it around. This is Sveti. Cardiff making a couple of changes on the go. Dundee with 20 goals scored here in this building, and looking to add to that total. To state the obvious, 17:20 to go in the second period. And so far, Kozowski looking solid in goal. The Polish international has played for the Polish national team several times, including last year during Olympic qualification. Puck worked back. Kashersky was cocked and ready to fire, but it didn't come to him. Rollick back there to pick it up, and a bit slippery with the puck, so it just rolls back to the goaltender, and Bakkal hanging on to it.
Yeah, again, you see Cardiff close down those lanes, so the pass isn't there, and they get a tip, and they're out the zone. Again, if that falls on the stick right, that could be a breakaway. And you've got to watch that in this building, where you try and force a pass through in a space that's not really there. It's easy to pick off, and then you get a breakaway.
Puck picked up by Rollick. Puck played out. I'd be curious to get your thoughts when we get a moment. Do you think the small ice surface here in Cardiff has a bigger impact on defenders or on forward players? And we'll get your thoughts on that in a moment. Puck just moved up. Rollick angling in, number 8. Couldn't quite catch up to it. Loose puck corralled there by Sveti. And he will settle things down, dipping and diving there in the corner, looking for a bit of room. He got some, and he gets it out. This is Jones lumbering in over the blue line, chips it up towards the corner. Piggott picks it up, centers it in front of the net. Right there was Kirka. And the puck goes up over the glass and out of play. So tougher for forwards or defensemen?
I think it's a mix of both. I mean, it's tougher for forwards to try and find the space to make that play to get a goal-scoring chance, but it's also tougher for D-men because you've got guys right on you all the time. There's no time back there, and there's a good chance if the other team's putting the puck deep, they're sending someone else after it to go and play the body.
Now, teams obviously have to adjust coming in here. Did you find when you were a player for Cardiff that it was an adjustment for you going from this small ice surface into a bigger rink?
Yeah, I think history shows as well that Cardiff teams have a better home record than they do on the road, especially going on to those big ice surfaces.
Big hit back there by the blue line. And we'll see if we can get a look at that in a moment. Plumpton trying to play it up. Backing towards the goal. Beerbreier in front. Down there was Myers as well. And out to play it is Kozowski. A little adventurous. Coming well out of his crease. Puck moved up ahead. Here's Beerbreier. Long pass up ahead. He's trying to stretch Myers in over the blue line, but Myers had to stay on side. Puck there back of the goal. Up throwing his weight around was Batch. That's Josh Batch, big number 41. 6'4", 220 pounds. That's a big man. Kashersky moving in, shoots, rising shot, wrestled down by Kozowski. Rebound in front, they slash at it, and it is grabbed and covered up by Kozowski.
Yeah, you can see it heating up in the physical side. I think it was Roller that goes up on the blue line and makes a big hit. Batch took his number then and lays 2 hits in a row on Roller.
Yeah, Hutchins coming in and landing one of the biggest hits of this hockey game so far. Winding up is Kirka. Gets it in over the blue line. This is Marsh. Slowly, deliberately, up around back of that goal, looking towards the front. Lord trying to establish himself. That's number 71 in front. You see him just off the edge of the slot. Lord is up there, so is Richardson. Richardson is pinched right up from his point position. He's just off on the left on the edge of your screen. Number 17, you see him there trying to work his way loose. Puck back to the top of the point as they work it around on this power play. Puck chipped up there by Marsh. Into the corner. Good pressure here from the Devils as they work it around. Richardson over on the left side. See if they can get it to him. He's going to catch up with it here along the boards. Richardson waiting. Waiting still. Slides it down low to Lord. Works it back out. Richardson shoots. Good low wrist shot. Just wide of the target. Lord. Richardson was up there. And he got caught and hurries back quickly to cover. Teams at even strength. Puck drop back. Fired in by Kashersky. Skips up along the boards. Kashersky. Trying to get it back towards the front. He had Dolan up there with him. And Sacchetti down low back of the net. He lunges into the play and claims the puck. Moving in front. Shoots. Picked off by Kozowski. Right there with a nice stretch.
Again, that's another good save by Kozowski. You saw Sacchetti wheel around the top of the circle there. Showed his nice hands. And he's not afraid to shoot the puck as well.
Well, it was a nice recovery by Sacchetti just moments before he got the puck to pop up. He'd lost his balance, but came up, picked it up, and came all the way out in front there to get that chance. Great young player, Nico Sacchetti. He was actually drafted out of high school by the Dallas Stars in the NHL. Got a little taste in the U.S. Under-19 program, the national program. That's a very high-quality hockey. And then played 4 years at the University of Minnesota. This is his first year playing over in the UK.
And I think that's something Jeff Hutchins has done a good job of this year, is taking some young players that maybe haven't got the AHL games and the high caliber resumes that come with a price tag. He hasn't got the budgets to work with, so he's picked his younger guys, a little bit more inexperienced, but guys he's obviously seen quality in.
Well, good point by you. You have to work with the budget you have, as with anything. Moving up is Rama. Rama takes the scenic route around, gets it back out. Myers shoots. He piled that one in on goal. Good heavy shot from Matthew Myers. And Bakkal not too happy about something, and you think it's the traffic around the front of the goal. And yeah, I would guess exactly that, because he had Josh Batch parked just off the edge of the crease.
Yeah, I think he may be even calling for Josh Batch in the crease. If a guy stood in the crease, which is the semicircle in front, the whistle should be blown down.
Scores! Oh my!
And again, Bakkal is looking to get a guy called for being in the crease, but Cardiff have thrown the puck on the net. We talked about it earlier. Good things happen if you get the pucks and bodies to the net, and that's what's going on there.
Well, Andrew Lord was parked in front. I'm not sure who tipped it, or if in fact it went off a Dundee player. Let's see.
Matthew Myers is renowned for his face-off capability. You'll often see him out there at the end of a game with a big draw. He wins it back. The D-man just throws a shot on net. It's taken a tip there somewhere, and nobody's really sure where that's gone.
Well, they haven't announced the goal yet. We'll see who gets credit.
There may be a question mark over a high stick there too, if it was one of the Cardiff players that got the tip. The stick has got to be below waist high there.
Well, we'll see if we can get another look at that, because the first replay angle didn't seem definitive. What is definitive is the 2-1 Cardiff lead. And the puck played up out of play.
I think they've given it to the D-man Sveti that threw the shot on net, so that says that tip must come off a Dundee player on the way to the net there.
And you are exactly right. We'll see, because they do definitely give it to Sveti, who's the guy who lets the shot go.
Yeah, Matthew Myers wins a draw back. He throws it on net, and it's come off something. Bakkal doesn't know anything about it.
Back to live action here, and a penalty coming up, and it is going to go against Cardiff by the looks of it. See one more look at the goal. Sveti is going to take the shot from the blue line. We'll watch and see if it gets tipped or who it goes off of.
It's either Matthew Myers' stick there or the Dundee player.
Yeah, it was well out by the circle, and may well have been a high stick.
And those are the bounces that, you know, sometimes when you're on a little bit of a run, you get those bounces. And Dundee, you know, they'd like a win, I'm sure. And sometimes those things, when you're not on those runs, go against you. They're not going to be happy with that one.
Now, the letter of the law, if the puck is tipped by a stick above shoulder level, then it shouldn't count as a goal. But if it went off the stick of the Dundee player, then it would be allowed.
And then you've just seen a penalty call on young Chris Jones there. A bit of interference. He played a pick on the D-man there, which stopped him getting out to the forward. It was going around the net. So Tom Donnell blows a whistle.
So Dundee on the power play, trailing by a score of 2-1 as we tick up towards the halfway point of regulation time in this game. Kashersky in deep in the corner, couldn't win the puck, and it's cleared down the ice. Bakkal will tee it up there for his defenseman coming back. That's Isaacs was back to pick it up, and he'll take it now back of the goal. Isaacs, long shot, just fires it into the corner, and the forecheckers are supposed to get up there to start some pressure, but weren't able to.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit slow getting that shot away, and I don't think he's new to the team. I don't think any of the forwards there knew exactly what he was going to do, so it probably caused a little bit of a delay. It's easy for Cardiff to clear the zone.
Whirl after it here, number 9 along the boards, with Isaacs hanging back by the blue line, not able to keep it in. Fairly unproductive power play so far for Dundee. They scored a power play goal back in the first period, their only goal of the game. Sachetti up to the blue line, negotiates his way in and dishes off. He heads down low to the corner for the return feed, but doesn't come to him. And the puck is played up out of play. Now a stoppage here from Tom Darnell, the referee.
I'm not sure what's going on off the play there, but Sacchetti does all the things right, but his pass goes a little bit astray there. It doesn't get to his winger, and something's happened off the play there that Tom Darnell's blown down. Looks like Mark Smith's heading to the box.
And it looks like it indeed, so Smith goes into the box. And it's Mark Smith. Jones poised to come out, but Dundee's power play will continue.
Big face-off at Dundee here, 5-on-3 for just a second while Jones comes in.
And they're able to win the draw and control it. Kashersky's over on the right point. They get it to him. He'll move up, shoots right on. That stop, rebound comes out, but it's cleared. Kashersky on his off wing, if you will, or off point, left-handed shot back at the right point, can be open towards the goal, and they set him up nicely for that shot. Puck moved down low. McCluskey moves it up towards the corner. McCluskey again. Lots of time to go in the power play, an extended power play for Dundee. McCluskey fires it, and it's cleared away. 1:10 to go on the advantage.
Yeah, young Sam McCluskey there has done a great job for Dundee stepping up. He's a young guy, he's used to limited minutes, but Dundee's been short at the back for a lot of the year, and they've gone with 4 defensemen, which is a lot of pressure on the young guy there. And him and Swindlehurst have played a massive part in Dundee's success, getting them up into 3rd place so far.
And that's a very young pair of defensemen you talk about. McCluskey is 23, and he's a local Dundee product, and Swindlehurst is only 20. And a guy who you will see with Team GB, the national squad. He's had some action with them. Puck moved up ahead. Just played in by Wirral. And breaking back now. Puck just cleared in by, that's number 47, Morissette, up after it. Puck cleared in by Isaacs. Sacchetti was knocked down there. Kirka coming back out, flies up towards the blue line, and then had the puck poked off his stick, and the play goes offside. It's sort of a double-edged sword. I mean, if you're Dundee and you come up with nothing from essentially a 4-minute power play, that's got to be a bit sapping. But meanwhile, if you're Cardiff, that's got to put some jump in your legs.
Yeah, it's Cardiff have some key guys out there killing penalties, so you know they've seen some extra minutes. But the fact they've just killed 4 minutes is a massive morale boost to the side. You know, they've ridden the storm, and they'll look to build from that.
Mac Faulkner out there. Good story we want to tell you about Mac when we get a stoppage here in play. Faulkner up there in the forecheck right now. You get a good look at him, number 11 out there for the Cardiff Devils. Puck moved up. Bakkal out to play it. Teams back at even strength. So good kill from the Devils back to back, and they come right back, or trying to come back here with some momentum. Marsh gets it across. Myers clears it in. Pardon me, that's Davies clears it in. Piggott couldn't catch up to it in the corner, and the Stars come back down the ice. In over the blue line. Kashersky, sharp angle, tried to pull the trigger, he misfired, but he's got it back. Kashersky looks around, drops it down low around back of the goal. Palestroni up there as well, number 37. One of the better offensive players in the lineup for Dundee. He's been pretty quiet in this one so far. Here's Palestroni trying to create something now in the corner. Palestroni weaving around, comes towards the front, shoots, rebound in front, and it just hopped over a stick. Nice effort there by Palestroni. Now the Devils piling back the other way. Rama was flying in there towards the net, looking for a loose puck. He's after it along the boards. Puck comes out to Rama, knocked it down, and it bounced around on him, and he really couldn't gain control. Puck cleared up towards the corner. Batch. Piggott. Sacchetti Looks around, he's by himself, tries the solo effort, went in after his own rebound, nothing doing there. Down low. Puck moved towards the front of the net. Connon was looking for it. Now Connon, number 55, coming over to support Sacchetti, but the puck comes to Batch, and those big strides will carry him to the blue line. Got it up ahead. Beerbreier looking for it. Into the corner. Angles around, looking towards the front of the net. Beerbreier still punched one just wide of the goal. Lord is parked there off the edge. He's on his knees and couldn't get his stick on the puck that time. They crash into the corner. Beerbreier getting tangled up there with Isaacs. And back the other end they come. Isaacs back into the play. From deep, tried to throw it in front, and play is whistled down, and a penalty coming up. Looks like a holding call.
It's either holding or the boarding. I think he might have called on Max Beerbreier. That happened just behind us.
Oh, you are correct. It is a boarding call.
Looks a good hit to me. Max is a strong guy. You know, he stayed on his feet. D-Man's wheeling around the boards with the puck, and he plays the body, and I think that's a good hit.
Yeah, that's a good call. I would support that viewpoint. I don't think that was boarding. But, hey, I don't get a vote. Nor do you, for that matter.
No, I was gonna say, I know I'm a lot more calmer looking at referee decisions like that than I was when I was on the bench.
Hey, let's get back to that story about Mac Faulkner, because it's a nice one.
Yeah, Mac Faulkner is an absolute great guy who does a lot for the community. He co-founded a charity, hp4k.org, which is Hockey Player for Kids. And what they do is whichever community they find themselves playing with, whichever team they're on, they go out and they do a lot of things with local schools, local hospices. He spends a lot of his time giving back to the community in whichever team he plays for. And that spreads throughout the league as well. You've got guys like Chris Blight, who are up in Sheffield, a good friend of Mac, who's spreading the word up there and doing some good deeds for the community up in Sheffield too. That
was Billy Bagram, who just had the chance. And yeah, nice to see a guy like Faulkner being about community, and particularly being about the community he finds himself in. That's a great idea.
Yeah, and it rubs off too. It's right throughout North America and spreading throughout Europe. As guys have played with guys like Faulkner, they then set up their own initiatives in whichever team they go to play for, whichever country and whichever city they find themselves in.
Offside called on Dundee, 1:20 to go on the power play, and Dundee, the foreshadowing, really not foreshadowing much. They scored a power play goal in the first period, and you thought, oh, maybe the specialty teams are going to be good, but here in the second period, ample opportunity in the power play, and they've not been able to do anything with it.
Yeah, I mean, you can give credit to Cardiff's kill. You know, they put the Dundee team under pressure, and any chance they got, they've cleared it down the zone and made it hard for Dundee to get any rhythm going.
See, attaboy, Neil. I like an ex-player. You looked at the positive. You said, hey, great penalty killing. I said, oh, bad power play. You know, you have the player and you have the cynical journalist. What can I say? Moving up. Good look coming down the wing for McKenzie, who let the shot go. Pretty good look for McKenzie coming down that right side, number 91, in over the blue line.
Yeah, on the power play, you're looking to set up in the zone, outmaneuver like we saw Cardiff were doing earlier in the game. You go back and forth, and just waiting for somebody to overcommit and get the shot away. But it hasn't quite happened for Dundee this period.
I did want to mention, I'm glad McKenzie got into the play there. He's from Dumfries, I believe. Correct pronunciation. I was lucky enough to be up there a couple of months back to celebrate the 100th anniversary of league ice hockey in Great Britain, and they held it in Dumfries. My first time there. It was quite a night.
I'm sure they did a good job of hosting there up in Scotland.
They sure did. Good bunch. And back to matters at hand, and that is the remaining 30 seconds or so of this Dundee power play. And again, they continue to be frustrated. Faulkner coming in, dangles a little bit there in the slot, dropped it off. Now he catches up with it here along the boards. Faulkner misfired trying to get it towards the front of the net. And the Stars down with maybe one last joust here on this power play. Puck moved across in front of the net. Pass came right across in front, and Palestroni just misfired.
Yeah, Palestroni did a good job of getting himself open there, waiting for the one-timer. Puck came across, and I think there may have just been a little tip on there, which meant it wasn't as straightforward for him.
And the team's back at even strength, and out of the box and into the play is Beerbreier, throwing himself into things there, number 23 for Cardiff. Back down, striding up towards the corner, trying to get it across in front.
It's Jeff Hutchins looking to get his team going again. He's doing a great job as player coach. It's a tough job. You've got to look after your own playing, plus you've got to look after the rest of the team.
And Hutchins, player coach, and pretty ticked off right there.
Yeah, maybe some of the pressure and frustration coming out in Hutchie there. He feels like he's got a weak one, and you know, I think he just gets a stick, and anytime you get a stick across somebody's arms, he just goes for the little reach around there. There's a little yank on Max Beerbreyer's hand, and that's enough for Tom Donnell.
And fairly uncommon at higher levels to have a player coach. You see it with several teams here in the Elite Ice Hockey League, and I want to get your thoughts just on how the guy has to sort of divide his attention a little bit when time permits. Right now, let's focus on this Cardiff power play. Trying to move in is Kirka with the shot. He was number 91. Faulkner out there as well, down into the corner. Faulkner now dancing along the board, slides it down around back of the net. Dundee have struggled on the power play. We'll see how they do here in the penalty kill. Richardson just back in the lineup. Missing 6 weeks with a knee injury. And he's looked pretty good out there for Cardiff.
Yeah, he's a natural. He's a high talent level. He's very smooth in everything he does. So you know, he's jumped back, and then you wouldn't have thought he'd been away for 6 weeks.
Kashersky in over the line. Nice little move to the top of the slot. Tried to push his way past Mark Smith there. Here's Kirka. Batch. Top of the slot, and then that sort of disintegrated. Batch and Myers up there. And the puck bashed around the boards to the blue line. Kept in. Plumpton striding up. Fired it in front. Rebound. Myers trying to get control. Rolled across through the slot. And nobody was home for Cardiff. They keep the pressure on. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Beerbreyer. And that one sizzles up around the boards and down the ice.
And this time it's Dundee doing a good job on the penalty kill. They're clogging up the middle. They're keeping the pucks to the outside. If there are shots coming in, they're having to go through a number of bodies, and there hasn't really been a clean shot on net for Cardiff. So this time we can credit Dundee's penalty kill. Under
2 minutes to go in this second period. Dying seconds of the power play. Here's Batch from the sharp angle. That one batted towards the goal. Teams back at even strength. Sveti, number 3, was trying to win that puck along the boards. Piggott clears it in. Puck played up along the wall. Piggott pinching up there, wasn't able to keep it in. Tapped back up by Marsh. Was a delayed offside, but it's waved. Kashersky. At the line, Marsh gets it up towards the corner. Rama, number 81, going after it. Man is chopped down. Kashersky looks at the referee, and there's going to be a penalty against Cardiff. And not much doubt about that, as Kashersky was chopped down up there back of his own goal.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of desperation there. He was swinging the stick, trying to clear the zone, and instead he catches the Dundee player's leg. It's a pretty straightforward call that time.
Right there. So Ben Davies into the penalty box. Cardiff nursing a 1-goal lead with 1:02 remaining here in this second period.
It's a big chance for Dundee to get back in the game here with a minute to go, and they're on the power play.
Very, very big, and it's a power play that needs to find its form. They got one in the first period, but they've had some great chances here in the second they've failed to take advantage of. And also some great penalty killing from Cardiff. Here's Quayle moving in. Sacchetti is up there, lurking just off the edge of the goal. Isaacs got it into the corner. Palestroni back to the blue line. Isaac shoots. That was blocked on the way through. Tipped up ahead. Faulkner looks towards the goal. Kirka right in. Oh, beautiful goal.
It's gone the other way. We talked about Dundee having a chance to get in the game. They probably felt that too, and they commit a little bit too much. And as happens quite often, I think it was Faulkner that makes the breakdown, but Kirker does a great job in skating hard to the net. It's a wonderful backhand source pass from Faulkner, and Kirker, that's 17 games in the NHL. You can see why he played all those.
Thomas Kirker gets the goal, shorthanded. And the Devils with a 3-1 lead. That a real dagger to the heart of Dundee's comeback hopes in the dying seconds of this second period.
Yeah, we talked about it in the first. You never like to lose a goal in the last minute of the period. You know, Dundee were hoping it was going to be them on the power play, and it's gone the other way, and that's a massive blow for Dundee, and Cardiff will be really happy with this period.
And that will do it for period number 2. What a finish, what a goal, what a move for Cardiff as time ticked down. So a reason to celebrate for the Devils. That late goal, shorthanded with 20 seconds remaining in the second period. Thomas Kirker with just a lovely finish in on goaltender Dan Bakkal. So through 2, it is Cardiff with a 3-1 lead against Dundee. And welcome back to the Big Blue Tent in Cardiff, and we've got a good one going after a couple of periods. Cardiff, the home team, with a 3-1 lead. They picked up a couple of goals in that second period to give them nice little cushion heading into the third period. Dundee up against it, but still lots of hockey to play, and a few more penalties called in that second period.
Yeah, Cardiff did a good job on the kill, and I think that they built the momentum off that, and then we saw at the end where Dundee was pushing a little bit too hard, maybe to try and get one back going into the end of the second period. Faulkner breaks away and makes a nice play to Kirker.
Well, and I'm coming around to your point of view. We'll talk about the fine Cardiff penalty killing rather than the Dundee struggling on the power play. It's funny, I mean, and all half kidding, but half serious. Players always try to find a positive, don't they?
Yeah, I guess you sort of admire something you see out there, and you know, it's hard to be a good power play unit when you've got killers that are doing what they should do, and that's putting a bit of pressure on, and every time they get the opportunity, they're firing the puck deep, and it's demoralizing then for that power play unit, because they got to go right the way back to the other end of the ice and try and break the kill down again.
I know there are guys, I mean, everybody likes to score, everybody likes to be a goal scorer, but there are guys who just thrive on being out there in a penalty kill situation. They really love the energy. Did you play a lot of specialty teams, and which did you prefer when you got the chance?
Well, I don't think anyone put me anywhere near the power play, so I did a little bit of penalty killing. I mean, skating was one of my better attributes, so you know, and you need that to be able to get out to the shooters to close down the opportunities, because on the power play they have to be patient, because there's no point taking a shot if the guy's going to block it, because it just sends it right the way down the other end. So you need to wait for that patience to open up the opportunity.
All right, let's bring you up to date and take a look at the scoring in the second period. A couple of goals scored, both of them coming from Cardiff, and we'll start things off by showing you a shot that comes in from the blue line. This was definitely tipped on the way through.
Yeah, it's a good face-off win. Start off by Matthew Myers. He gets it back to Sveti on the point, who throws a shot. He doesn't really get a good shot on that, but you know, sometimes you get that little bounce, and they got away with that one.
Sveti gets the goal, credit for the goal, so it was tipped, we have to believe, by a Dundee player. And then this, just a beauty, shorthanded with Thomas Kirker finishing off.
Yeah, we saw Dundee pushing hard for that equalizer. Then Mac Faulkner skates away. He takes some powerful strides. He receives the puck from Kirker, and Kirker shows the quality, because he's not just content with that. He's putting the jets on, he's going to the net, and it's a well-weighted pass from Faulkner right on the tape, and that is as cool as you like.
And just a beautiful finish there. And I like the fact you point out the key to this was Kirker dished it off, but then goes hard to the net. A lot of guys don't do that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he makes that pass, and then he's gone as well. He carries on going, and he's leaving the back checker there for dead. out, and that is really cool, going in the last 20 seconds to put it around, because Bakkal actually does a pretty good job of spreading the pads.
Yeah, beautiful little move as he came in. He played, I think it's 17 games, it says in my notes, in the National Hockey League, and you could see those pro hands right there.
Yeah, he's a quality player. You know, he don't play 17 games in the top league in the world. He got 5 points while he was there. He's played throughout the top league in Czech and for the national team as well. And he's your big money guy that comes in there when you need a goal to take into a 2-goal cushion going into the period break, which is a massive difference.
Well, with good reason. This game, the focus of our attention tonight, but there are other games going on in the Elite Ice Hockey League, and we'll bring you up to date on those games. Other matches, Belfast playing against Fife. 4-3 is the score in that one. Surprised at all?
I actually surprised Fife in the game as much as they are there. Belfast are head and shoulders the best team in the league this year. They're running away with the league title, but Fife's doing a good job tonight. And
we also see Braehead against Coventry. 1-0 is the score there, and Nottingham against Sheffield. 4-0 is the score in that one.
Yeah, that's a big game there. Nottingham-Sheffield is a massive rivalry between the two teams, and Sheffield's had the better of it this year. They've had Nottingham's number, but Nottingham obviously looking to put an end to that, and 4-0 with 25 minutes gone. It looks like they've done a good turnaround there.
Well, tell us a bit about Dan Lacosta, a guy who there were hopes for him to be the big keeper with Cardiff this year.
Yeah, I mean, Dan played 4 games in the NHL. He's a smart guy, and he's not just one of those guys that he's looking for now, he's looking for the future. So he came over here on a school package through Cardiff Metropolitan University, where he takes his MBA. Unfortunately for him, playing-wise, in the very first home pre-season game, he took an elbow to the head, got knocked out and had a concussion, so he sat out the period of time that was needed. 8 days later, goes up to Fife, and a freak accident happens. He gets a skate kick on the back of the head, he's knocked out again. Takes him out for a month.
And here's a guy who's had some bad luck, but tries to look at the positives. Had a chance to visit with him beforehand, and he seems like taking a very positive approach. He's not contributing on the ice, of course, but he is contributing in other ways, including on the bench. We had a chance to visit with him.
Yeah, it wasn't really, the decision was kind of taken out of my hands. Like, I went to go see a neurologist, and just got medical opinions from a couple of different doctors, and they all suggested that I retire. It was tough to swallow at the time. It still is, to be honest. I felt like I was playing well, and the team was doing well. I was having a lot of fun, and it was unfortunate timing for sure. The fans were amazing. They've been great since day one. My teammates have been really supportive as well. My family, my wife especially, and my parents were very supportive. They knew how tough it was on me. Like, when you're involved in athletics your whole life, like, that becomes a major part of your identity, and it's a bit of a tough transition. It's nice right now that I get to help out coaching and still stay around the team, but I'm going to have to find something to fill that void. It was tough at the start. I never really looked at the game through the eyes of a coach before. Like, I was always looking at it through the eyes of a goaltender, and basically as a goalie, you're just focusing on the puck. You're not really paying as much attention to the systems and individual performances and stuff like that. And right now, as a coach, like, I don't have a tremendous amount of input, but since Dave Whistle has come, we've been collaborating together a little bit where he hasn't been here most of the year. It's been exciting, like, I've enjoyed it more than I thought I would have. It was tough at the start, but I feel like, I'm improving and getting better at it each time. I think Camille has been a great addition to the team. Mind you, I thought Phil Cook was playing well, but they're both really good goalies. Camille has been really consistent since he's come in. He's got a great work ethic. He's been a really good teammate, a humble guy, and he's a fun guy to work with for sure.
Dan Lacosta making big contributions, as big as he can, in back of the bunch, although we know a guy like that would much rather be out between the pipes. We wish him the best of luck. Third period still to come here in Cardiff. Back with more on our show in a moment. Hey, and welcome back. Hope you're enjoying your evening. Hope you're enjoying your weekend, and glad we could squeeze in for a part of it. Paul Romanek along with Neil Francis. Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League action here on Premier Sports. Third period just underway. It is Cardiff in red against Dundee in white, and Cardiff, the home team, with a 3-1 lead. And a bit of a foot race for the puck here. Lord, 71, catches up to it and chops it towards the goal. Just missed the mark there. So Dundee with its work cut out. And of course, the key would be an early one. And here's Kosierski trying to do that as he dropped the shoulder and drove towards the net, coming in on the right-hand side there. Tries to get it out towards the front, but broken up, and the puck played down the ice. 10 seconds to go in Ben Davies' penalty. And Bakkal out there gets tangled up with Myers. And Bakkal has been on the referee certainly for the last period or so. I don't think happy with some of the liberties the Cardiff forecheckers are taking around his crease area.
Yeah, I don't think he's been happy with guys standing in his crease there and potentially interfering with him there. Obviously, that one goal that came in from the point that got a tip down, goalies never like to give up one like that, and that's rattled him a bit.
Team's back at even strength. Dolan chips it up towards the corner. Pass up in the wing. Faulkner trying to catch up to it. Poked away from him. Faulkner out there in the neutral zone, number 11. And a little overzealous as he tried to chop the puck loose. He chopped his man down, and he will go to the penalty box.
Yeah, I think we saw that in the second period where a little bit of a, like you say, overzealous swipe at the puck, and it ends up taking the guy's foot instead, and it's ended up with a 2-minute penalty there.
No, not much doubt about the call, despite the obligatory shrug of the shoulders. He assumed what I call the Wayne Rooney or John Terry pose. Arms up in the air, shoulders shrugged.
What did I do?
Yeah, what did I do? And of those two, Terry being the worst. So there, with apologies to Chelsea fans. But back to matters at hand. And that was Davies who was knocked down from behind. Balistroni.
I think Cardiff fans there were looking for an even-up call when Davies got sent to the ice, but no call from referee Tom Dunnell.
I think you were right. And play whistled down now. And thought there was a penalty, but he's just waiting now for the last change. Belfast leading Fife by a score of 5-3. That's not a final score, by the way. Just an update, and we'll keep you posted. Puck chipped towards the goal. That was grabbed quickly by Bakkal. 1:20 to go on the power play. Balistroni. He's got pretty good hands, but wasn't able to negotiate his way through that forest coming down the right side. Bakkal out to play it away. Balistroni again. Throws it up ahead. Balistroni throws it down to the corner. And he will park himself just off the edge of the slot. Isaac's back at the blue line, number 54. You see him on the right of your screen, or you did. Borgen moves it back. Shot comes in, ripped towards the goal by Kosierski, but broken up, and the puck cleared down the ice.
Again, nice patient play by Dundee on the power play. They were moving it around, keeping possession, waiting to get it back to the guy at the point there for the shot.
Kosierski moving in. Bagron gets it up around back of the goal, and the puck cleared out. Kosierski will skate back to fetch it. And he's got a bit of company short-handed there. Faulkner up, trying to stir things up. Rama as well, short-handed. Hutchins dishes it up ahead. Dolan towards the corner. The puck comes in and is grabbed by Kozowski. He will just settle things down, hang on to it. Only 5 seconds remaining in the power play. Pretty good crowd in here in the big blue tent on a Saturday night. As mentioned, a big sports day in these parts with the local football derby, Swansea and Cardiff. Sad outcome for Cardiff fans.
Let's not talk too much about that one.
And also the rugby Six Nations going on today as well.
Oh, that one.
Puck dished off on the wing. So Cardiff trying to save a bit of the day here for Cardiff sports fans. They've got a 3-1 lead. Up there looking forward is Kirka. Comes around, Jones, number 16. Good effort, but couldn't quite keep it in. He'll shovel the puck towards the corner. Bakkal out to play it. This is Isaacs. Isaacs under some pressure there from Piggott. Kirka chips it up ahead. Oh, trying to dance his way towards the middle there was Luke Piggott. Almost, but not quite. Smith. Lots of room. Chips it up ahead, looking for Lord. Knocked down. Smith hustling back there after it, rings it up around the boards. Knocked down by Quayle at the blue line, but only kept in just for a heartbeat. Comes back out. Palestroni up towards the blue line and got all wrapped up in knots. This is Smith. Moves it up ahead. Myers coming there to support at the blue line. He's got it. Lord going towards the front. Big chance. And a big stop by Bakkal down on all fours. Kept the door shut. Puck fired towards the goal again, and Bakkal knocked it away. Sharp angle shot towards the net with Hutchins closing in, looking for a rebound, but none forthcoming off of McKenzie's shot.
Yeah, some big saves coming from Bakkal then. Good pressure from Cardiff. Matthew Myers feeding Andrew Lord, and if Bakkal doesn't make that stop, it's probably game over. So he's kept his team with a chance of getting this game back.
Pretty even in face-offs. Shot comes in. It'll be grabbed and held once again by Kozowski. Who's the best face-off man on Cardiff?
Faulkner takes a lot of the key draws, but Andrew Lord as well. I mean, he sometimes plays the wing, but he'll step in for the face-off. He's big and strong, and he's pretty quick on the draw.
Puck comes back. Sveti moves it up around the boards. Puck cleared in, and again Kozowski is going to grab onto it, and discretion the better part of valor when you get to this point in the game. Any doubt at all, just hold on to the puck, slow it down.
Yeah, he's looking to settle things down. Dundee looking to get some shots on net and get some pressure, so he's doing a good job of not giving up any rebounds there, smothering the puck and taking a breath for the Cardiff guys.
Puck played up around the boards. Dundee in pressing. Dolan was up there in the forecheck, but couldn't come up with it. Trying to get something going as time's starting to tick down on them. Sanchetti up there. Here's Quayle. Moves it across. Quayle. Long cross ice pass. And broken up. Rama trying to come back in. Batch back in his own zone. Got it across there for Richardson, who was under a bit of heat. Had to turn around quickly and make a play. Jones up on the play. Number 16 was going towards the front of the net, but the shot not coming to him. Rama after it. Number 81 up there forechecking for Cardiff. He's pulled down. Lord looking for it. He goes towards the front of the net. Lord with that great reach. Couldn't quite negotiate contact. Going for the front of the net, looking for the loose puck. Couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, all Dundee can do there is throw it down the ice and take an icing. It gives Cardiff the opportunity to change their lines, get fresh legs out there. Well, of course, the 5 guys from Dundee need to stay out there for the face-off, and Cardiff will be looking to take advantage of that. They've come off a long shift, this Dundee line. Cardiff have got fresh skaters out there, so they'll be looking to put them under more pressure, maybe take advantage here.
Got a good look at Paul Swindlehurst there, number 23 out there for Dundee, young defenseman.
Yeah, his first league, his first year in the Elite League. He's from Swindon, playing the EPL, and you know, he has done a great job stepping up a level and playing a lot of minutes for a young guy.
Well, he was a top player on the 2013 Under-20 team, who played at the World Junior Championship for GB. They don't play at the top level, but he had just a great tournament. Some pressure there in front. Bakkal with the save. The puck comes out. Loose puck picked up by Bagran. He'll come out. Bagran dishes off, and going towards the net is Hutchins. Shot comes in, and the red light comes on. That was not in, however. Just a trigger-happy goal judge. From the sharp angle, that hit the outside of the net and fooled the goal judge. That's Swindlehurst with the shot.
Yeah, I'd like to see Swindlehurst and McCluskey have a shot with the national team. I think they've earned it with the amount of minutes they put in and consistent performances for Dundee this year, and I'd like to see them called up to the senior team.
Yeah, and just to close the thought there on Swindlehurst, if you're wondering, GB plays in the World Junior, that's under 20 level. They play in Division 1B, which is a couple down from the top level, but they're working their way up. They've had some good gains at that level.
Yeah, the head coach Pete Russell's done a good job with the program. You know, he's been involved in that setup for a long time, and yeah, look at, there's some talented youngsters, which is great to see for hockey in the UK.
Morissette got the shot on goal there, grabbed and held. Well, it was heartening to see, even though the result wasn't what they would have liked, but for GB to make it all the way to final Olympic qualification. Now, they didn't have a chance in that group, to be quite honest. They were in there with Kazakhstan, Latvia. Those are big hitters.
Yeah, and when you hear their budgets, those have got to work too. The amount of training camps they get together. You know, those teams are together for a month or so before the tournament, where GB gets a couple of practices. So they're always up against it. But it was a fantastic effort from Team GB in Japan to get that far.
Exactly. That to me, I recall working on the tournament, and that just getting there was really the massive achievement. And they will continue to improve, especially when you see the crop of young players, guys like Swindlehurst coming up through the ranks. It's a decent future developing for hockey in this country, which as a guy from a hockey country, I'm happy to see. Moving in, that's Davis. Moves it up towards the corner. Piggott hops into the play. Davies and Piggott working up there. McCluskey got it up along the boards and out. Coming to the line, Davies up there. Rama as well. Sharp angle shot comes in. Bakkal down on all fours to knock it away. And then the puck cleared up over the glass and out of play with 10:47 to go. Things all going according to plan here for Cardiff. They really haven't allowed Dundee to get any sustainable momentum going at all.
That's right, and that third unit just did a great job. They kept the puck out the middle. They were working up the boards, nice safe areas, and from their hard work, they got a couple of shots on net too.
Hutchins plays it back. And an icing call. I want to get back to a point I touched on earlier. Number 71, Hutchins, out there as a player coach for Dundee. Several teams in this league employ that system. As a player or as a player coach, how difficult is that to balance everything?
It's a tough job, and I've got maximum respect for every one of those guys that are player coaches in the league. It's done for more of a budgeting purpose. It gives you the import player as well as the coach, so it helps you bring in a stronger team around you. You know, Jared Adams in Cardiff did a great job for sort of 7 years at doing that, and you know, I was stood alongside him on the bench, and I just couldn't work out how he managed to track the game so well while looking after his own performance as well.
So he still does that. What, he changes the D, calls the power play, still does all that while he's playing? Well,
Hutchins will have a bench coach, and tonight they've got the captain, Brock McPherson, who's out injured for the rest of the year, who will maybe be calling the lines. But in terms of, you know, changing the plays or calling some tactics or changing the setup, that'll be Hutchins thinking of that as he's looking after his own game. I think he's playing really well tonight as well.
Yeah, he has. He's had some real jump out there for Dundee. Has number 71, Jeff Hutchins. 12-year pro. Actually a dual citizen, UK and Canada. Played in the GB national team 2010-11, 2011-12. And a good look at him taking things in. Big year was with Belfast, going back to 2006-07 when he had 69 points, 36 goals.
Yeah, Jeff, I mean, he played games up in the AHL back in North America. He came over here, and you know, he's done a good job in his playing career. He's played for a number of teams, and now he's making a great coach too. And he's taken this Dundee team, like I said, with lower budget, far lower budget than the teams he's fighting against in the top half of the table there. And he's been competitive all year, and it's hats off to him.
Puck bouncing down and going towards the net. There is Kashersky, number 5. He's been right in the thick of the play all night for Dundee. Number 5, Nikita Kashersky. Puck comes back. Faulkner trying to land it on goal. No can do that time. Palestroni. And hooked a little on the play before he got rid of it, or after he got rid of it, rather. Marsh moves it up. Pass comes up ahead here to Davies. Bagron moves it up and comes to the line to rejoin, picking it up. Bagron trying to get it in towards the goal, and the puck played out. A penalty coming up.
Yeah, I think we've got Sacchetti or Bagron there, who was winding up for the shot, and Luke Piggott comes across and gets a stick across him, and referees don't like to see that if you use your stick to prevent a shot on net, and I think that'll be Luke Piggott sitting for 2.
And indeed it will. Piggott will have a seat. And yet another chance for Dundee.
Yeah, it's a tough choice for Luke Piggott there. If he leaves the guy alone, he gets a good shot on net, which could be 3-2 for Dundee and getting back in the game. Or he takes a chance and he prevents a shot and he risks the referee calling a penalty, and that's what's happened there. So it's a tough call for Luke there.
Devils with the 7th best penalty kill in the league, and it's looked better than that tonight.
Yeah, they've done a good job of keeping Dundee on the outside, letting Dundee move it around, but closing down the middle to make sure they can't get any of those cross-seam passes to any open guys. You see guys like Sacchetti pulling off to the side, Kashersky when he's been out there. They're looking for those one-timer shots, but Devils have done a good job of shutting down the lanes.
So if they're harboring any hopes of a comeback, big power play here for Dundee. Really have to get something done, and not looking good right now with Rama up there to gum up the works in the offensive zone, and he'll play it back and just waste a little bit of time for Cardiff.
I think Dundee's missing Rory Rowlock now. He hasn't been out there for a while, and he's a big part of their power play. You know, he's got that long reach, he's got the silky hands, he's a good skater, and he's a guy that you call a quarterback on their power play that dictates it, but he hasn't been out there for a while now. So, yeah, that's a big loss for Dundee.
Yeah, and no word on why he hasn't been out there. That's Rory Rowlock, number 8. And a good point by you. Good offensive defenseman, which of course is gold on a power play.
Yeah, he's up there in the top offensive defenseman in the league, and a team like Dundee can't afford to be without him.
Oh, the puck smoked in on goal there by Sacchetti. And that was kicked aside. Nice save by Kozowski. Back the other way, short-handed, trying to drill it in on goal was Lord. Broken up, comes back just outside the line, although Tyson Marsh thought he'd kept it in. So much to his chagrin, the play whistled dead.
Yeah, I think Marsh thinks he keeps that in there, and it's a good chance for a shot, and he hears the whistle go, and you can see the frustration on his face there.
If he did keep it in, or if he evidently didn't in the eyes of the linesman, but had he kept it in, he was in position for a great shot. But still good effort once again from Cardiff in the shorthanded situation. And big hit along the wall. Some urgency here in Dundee's game. Palestroni was up looking for it, couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, you can almost feel Dundee feeling this thing slip away from them. They got a power play chance now. They're going to need to get a goal pretty soon. We're going into the last 7.5 minutes here.
Isaacs moves it up ahead. Just chops it towards the corner, but it's tipped up over the glass and into the netting, and we get a stoppage. 19 seconds to go in the power play for Dundee, trailing 3-1.
I bet James Isaacs doesn't know what he's thrown himself into here. He stepped off a plane, I think, yesterday. He's come into Cardiff. He's probably been on the ice for more than half the game here.
Yeah, he's played a lot. Didn't even have time to get his name on the back of the sweaters. The coveted number 54. I think that's one of those. Do we have an extra sweater? Final few seconds of this Dundee man advantage. And the puck just cleared in. And that's going to be an icing call on Dundee. Team's back at even strength. Another good penalty kill from Cardiff. The penalty killing unit, the collective man of the match tonight for Cardiff. And there's the play.
I think the linesman there has got that one right, and Marsh maybe being a bit optimistic that he kept that in. I think that just crept outside.
Linesman with the best view of it. Myers gets it back, fired right on goal, ripped on goal by Max Bierbrier right off the face-off, and Bakkal took a bite out of it and got enough. Bierbrier trying to snake in again there, coming down the right side. And he's caught your eye tonight.
Yeah, you can see that that's when they've had set up. Matthew Myers, a right-handed guy on the face-off. Max Bierbrier, left-handed shot, so he's there for the one-timer. Myers wins it back, and Max gets a good shot away. So a nice play, nice idea.
Puck turned over, rolls in front, backhand shot, zipped in by Bagron. That was moved away. Play getting a little scruffy right down there in front of the Cardiff goal. Puck fired in. Lord piling up after it, number 71. Trying to go after that puck along the boards, comes back out. Hutchins couldn't come up with it. Puck fired in. Hutchins coming up on the left side there, number 71. Good solid hit there on Mark Smith up back of the goal. Meanwhile, coming down is Davies. Fires one in, and rebound a little tough to handle for Bakkal. It came right out in front of him. It was a pretty generous one. And now play whistled down as the puck popped up over the glass and caught the netting.
And as time moves on here, you just don't quite see where it's going to come from Dundee. Somebody needs to step up here and get them back in the game.
Third period. Not much chance for Sheffield in this one by the looks of the score. Nottingham with a 5-0 lead. Puck just played back in. Quayle under some pressure gets it up along the boards. Smith. Rama looking for it. McCluskey under some pressure. Rama picked it away from him, and the puck comes out in front of the net. Just snapped wide of the target there as the puck rolled out. That was Morissette who had the chance, and Morissette and Davies both in the neighborhood here, trying to will that puck into the net. They jam away at it, and the puck pushed over towards the corner. Comes back out now. Richardson. all the way across and firing. It was Morissette. Delayed penalty coming up, and it's going to go against Dundee. Morissette, Richardson, good pressure down around the goal. And finally play is whistled down. Dundee forced into taking the penalty.
Yeah, a big scramble out in front, and Cardiff have several digs at it. And Dundee in the end, I mean, they did a great job, in fact, clearing in front of the net, and the goalie loses his stick, and it's all a bit of a scramble, and Dundee end up taking a penalty. I think that's going to be a hook. Stopping the shooter getting a shot the way we talked about. Referees don't like to see that if a guy's got a clean shot. If you get a stick across the gloves or the top of the stick, that's more or less going to be a penalty every time.
Morissette, Davies, Ramo was down there. And now a Cardiff power play. A 3-1 lead, very much in control. It would seem game very much in hand, and one more here would certainly be the start sounding the death knell in this one for Dundee. Richardson works it across. Marsh. Lord. Faulkner looking for it. Kirka. Faulkner fired it towards the goal. Thought he saw a little bit of daylight there in the glove side. Kirka worked it across, fired in on goal. Good quick shot off the stick of Richardson. Faulkner. Richardson teed up over on the right point. They don't come across to him that time. Richardson back at the blue line, swipes it back up towards the corner. Faulkner. Lord. Plumpton is out in front. Shot comes in from the line. Marsh let it go. That was knocked aside. And the puck played down the ice. 38 seconds to go on the power play.
Yeah, and you see Cardiff being patient and moving that around. Not only is it a power play, but it's also an opportunity to kill 2 minutes of the game, and moving into the last 3 minutes here, that's important too. They're running the clock down by keeping good puck possession.
It is all Cardiff here in the stretch run, and they're on the power play right now. Plumpton fires one in. It wobbles its way across in front, and Bakkal will smother it and hang on. Good pressure coming in from Cardiff on the power play late in this game. No scoring here in this third period. Teams were tied at 1 after the first period. Cardiff got a pair in the second, and they have ridden on the crest of that wave here deep into the third period. Smith plays it across. Puck fired in and rolled through. Lots of traffic down in front of Bakkal, and he does well to get down and cover the net and hang on.
Yeah, Matthew Myers making a nuisance of himself in front. Very, very strong guy on his legs. He'll go into those dirty areas as well that some players don't like to go into. He's not afraid to get his nose dirty every night, and making a nuisance of himself in front.
Puck fired in off the face-off. Lord let it go. Rebound in front. And Bakkal down again to make the save. Lord fires another one in. Picked off the eye-high drive. Snapped into the glove of Dan Bakkal. And teams back at even strength. 2:38 to go, and the trend continues, Neil, despite the off-ice controversy, if you will, or the off-ice distractions. It's working for Cardiff. It's all good. They're playing well.
Yeah, they are, and I'm sure Dave Whistle's happy with his guys now, and I'm sure the guys are looking forward to continuing this under Dave Whistle.
Yeah, full marks to Dave Whistle, who's come into a contentious situation and done a fine job so far.
Yeah, I mean, he was the perfect guy to come in, really, because he gets hockey being fun again, and guys like to play from him. I think you can see everybody's raising their game.
Puck rolls down low. Davies was looking for it. Piggott up along the boards, number 21, working hard for Cardiff here in the late stages of this one. Isaacs for Dundee, plays it out to center. Sveti Knocked down by Isaacs, churning his way back in over the line. Good job. You see him there protecting the puck as best he could, and then finally giving it up. Kashersky was looking for it. Good work by Swindlehurst, gets it in front of the net, just fired wide. Hutchins was up there, number 71, with a stab at it. Sacchetti up there too. No quit in Dundee with 1:35 to go, down by 2. And the kid can't even bear to look. The pressure is so great.
Oh, they start them young in Cardiff here in the Red Army.
Was it probably, I know how you're going to answer, but a fun place to play for your career?
Yeah, it is. I mean, being in your hometown is great to play in, but you can see the fact that so many guys over the years have come back to Cardiff year after year. Just shows that you know, it's a good place to come and play. It's a great city. It's a good sporting city, and yeah, nice spot to be.
It's a great hockey town, a great sporting town, as you pointed out. And I can imagine for you, a hometown kid, getting a chance to play his career here in front of friends and family, job done.
Yeah, I got no complaints there at all. I had a good ride.
And 1:16 to go. And it looks as though we're going to have a late penalty here to Cardiff.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he shot that straight out over the glass. It might be a delay of game call.
That's Sveti heading into the penalty box. And just if you're not entirely familiar with, as familiar with ice hockey as some of us, timeout called here. If you're a defender and you have the puck in your own zone and you fire it up over the glass out of play, whether it's intentional or not, it is an automatic 2-minute minor penalty. And obviously that's put in place so that if you're under pressure, you can't just turn around and bomb the puck up over the glass.
Yeah, I think this is Dundee Stars timeout here, probably their last throw of the dice. Have to keep an eye on Bakkal in net to see if they can pull him and go with the 6 skaters against the 4 right off the bat here, or if they're going to wait and see if they get possession off the face-off.
Those Dundee supporters looked as though they could use a timeout.
I'm sure they're going to have a good night regardless of the score.
I think they're already having a good night. 1:15 to go. And Dundee will, I thought they would have pulled the goaltender, but they have not. So they have the extra attacker, a 1-man advantage. Some coaches in this situation would get the goalie out, so you have, in effect, a 2-man advantage. So the extra attacker with the empty net plus the power play. And sometimes they'll wait for the team to gain possession of the puck, which they have, and we'll see if Bakkal heads to the bench. He's looking and skating slowly over, so they will get the extra attacker out, but he's not at the bench yet. We'll focus on the action in the offensive zone here. Dundee, all hands on deck to press. They now get the goalie to the bench, the extra attacker out there, a 2-man advantage. Can they close the gap? Big chance here for Dundee. Puck comes across there. Hutchins moving up after it. Hutchins moves it around back of the goal. 2-man advantage for the Stars. Back at the line. McCluskey shoots. It goes off a leg. Comes back out, fired towards the goal. That's knocked away and cleared down the ice. And this will be no icing because Cardiff are shorthanded. So you can fire the puck the length of the ice and not have the icing call. McCluskey back in, gets it up ahead. Puck rolls around. McCluskey's up on the play. Kashersky up there as well. Comes towards the front, pushed down the ice, and misses the empty net, but no icing. 10 seconds to go. Final seconds of this one, and it's going to prove to be, I believe, a bridge too far for Dundee on this night. Despite the late power play, time will run down. That's it. Cardiff, 3-1 winners.
Yeah, I think the difference on the teams was Dundee couldn't take advantage of the power plays they had. They had lots of opportunities on that, and whether you want to credit Cardiff's penalty kill or say it's a bit of a slight on Dundee's power play, that was an opportunity Dundee had that they didn't take, that you need to take, especially when you're on the road.
Well, let's split the difference, Neil, and it was a bit of both. Certainly some admirable penalty killing from Cardiff. They did a great job. The 7th best penalty killing unit in the league. That's right in the middle of the pack. You wouldn't normally expect that kind of a performance from their penalty killers, but they stepped up and did a fine job. 3-1 the final score. Cardiff picking up the win. No scoring in the third period. The 2 big goals coming in the second.
Yeah, I think that killer blow was that short-handed goal with 20 seconds to go in the second period there, with Faulkner takes the pass off Kirker. Kirker drives hard to the net, receives a great pass from Faulkner, and a cool finish.
And the handshakes coming up. And they will also salute the fans. And we will await the announcement of the man of the match. A couple of candidates, but all in all, a good team performance, good team effort by Cardiff.
Yeah, it was good right the way throughout, from that third line that provided energy, to the top guns that, when they needed that cushion to go ahead, Faulkner and Kirker combine and have that killer blow.
So just awaiting the announcement of the man of the match. Both teams assembling down by their respective goals as we wait for the announcement. And they normally go away team first, followed by the home team.
I think a big loss as well for Dundee was that Rory Roller. I'm not quite sure what happened to him, but he's a big part of their team and gets things going from the back end.
Yeah, unfortunately not able to get word on Rory Rollick and why he basically disappeared from the match after the first period. Man of the match for Dundee was their goal scorer, Nico Sacchetti.
Yeah, we talked about him before the game as one to watch for, and he proved that he had that one clear opportunity, and he buried it like all good goal scorers do.
I thought Nikita Kashersky, number 5, also played a pretty strong game. So the final score, Cardiff 3-1 winners. We'll get the Cardiff man of the match for you in a few moments, but right now, as the two teams get set to take a break, we will do the same. And welcome back, and we just await the announcement of the man of the match for Cardiff. And Thomas Kirka, the man of the match. And I would think, Neil, you could probably give him that based alone on the nifty shorthanded goal that he scored.
Yeah, you can't argue with that based on that quality of finish at a time when it was needed, and that basically decided the game. So that's a fair man of the match for me.
And Nico Sacchetti, the man of the match for the Dundee Stars. So Sacchetti, man of the match for Dundee, and man of the match is Kirka for Cardiff. And Kirka's goal, shorthanded, 20 seconds remaining in the second period, and that really was the spike through the heart of the Dundee Stars in their comeback hopes. And let's go down to ice level and speak to the man of the match. Ed?
How important is that win to you?
Yeah, I think that was a great game, a good win for us. We look at the standings all the time, and we are 1 point behind Hull and Coventry. So that was a huge game for us. We want to move on, move forward. So we on a good streak right now. We're winning 7 games straight, so I think it's a good performance by like everybody on the team, and we have to keep going like that, and it's going to be great.
Now, obviously, Brent Pope is away at the Winter Olympics at the moment, and Dave Whistle stepped in to take over temporarily. Has his contribution been a factor tonight?
Well, I mean, like Dave's doing a good job. Like our team's playing great right now, but we started playing good before he left. So I think he just like keep doing a good job, like what Popper did, and I think that's great for us. And everybody stay together as a team. And
thank you very much for your time, and congratulations. Well done, everyone.
Good night for Cardiff. A smile on the face of Cardiff ice hockey fans for sure. And again, just to stress the point, if you were channel surfing and just popped in to get the game story, it was specialty teams. The penalty killing was great for Cardiff. The power play just didn't click for Dundee. No,
they had that one early on, and you thought, oh, maybe it's going to be a night for their special teams. But then Cardiff really shut the door on their penalty kill. And even more telling was the fact that they broke away with that goal 20 seconds before the end of the second period that put the game to bed. All right, let's take a look back and bring you all up to date on this one, show you what happened. There was no scoring in the third period. We'll go all the way back to the first period, and it was Dundee who struck first. It was their man of the match, Nico Sacchetti, who scored the goal on the power play. Yeah, this is their power play goal. Like we said, it was patient. It went behind to Whirl, mishandles, but then gets a hold of it. He sucks in the D-man, makes that nice little soft pass to Sacchetti, who's put himself, like goal scorers do, in a good position in the slot. Quick release. That's a goal. And ironically, because they struggled in the power play later in the game, Dundee striking first on the power play, and it was Whirl with just that nice dish to Sacchetti, and he buries it into behind Kamil Kazowski, the Cardiff goaltender. Second goal, tying it up Cardiff, and it was a delayed penalty situation. Brad Plumpton going to the net and was rewarded. Yeah, you see the empty net in the Cardiff goal. They've pulled the goalie. They got the extra attacker out there. That's allowed Brad Plumpton, who's a defenseman, to jump up in the play and have a couple of hacks and whacks at that in front. And he won't care how ugly that goal is. He's just pleased to get that one. That's a big job for his team. Well, he's a big old boy, 6'2", 201 pounds. And I did notice later in the game, in the third period on a power play, he also moved up from that blue line position and parked himself in front. So that's obviously something that he does when his team has the man advantage. So we move ahead to the second period, and this shot coming in, Ziga Sveti letting the shot go from the blue line, tipped with a high stick. Yeah, it's a speculative effort from Ziga Sveti after the face-off win by Matthew Myers. Spoke briefly to Myers in the period break, and he said he doesn't get a touch on that, so it might be a stray stick from Dundee. That's a bit unfortunate there. Yeah, and you saw the goaltender, Bakkal, indicating it was a high stick, but it was a high stick from his own defenseman. This was the goal of the game. Thomas Kirka. Yeah, definitely. Kirka starts it off. He makes a nice breakout pass. You see him here. He's got the puck, but straight away he's got those big, powerful strides. He's giving it out to Faulkner, who drives hard wide. It doesn't matter that they're shorter guy. They're confident guys. And that is just a beautiful flighted pass there from Faulkner, and equally as good a finish from Kirka. Yeah, Kirka was the man of the match, and two elements to that play. Right here, passed ahead by Kirka, and then he drives towards the net. Great anticipation. Yeah, he does. He gives Faulkner the option. Faulkner's got nowhere to go really out wide. The D-man pushes him out wide. But because Kirka's made those extra strides, he can make that nice pass, and that's a great finish. And Faulkner, the second-year player with Cardiff, after some good years in the Italian League, with a lovely pass getting over there to find his man Kirka, who came in to finish it off. So they're getting ready, as you can see, for the public skating, and behind us they're not playing another game. A busy facility, and it was busy tonight for both teams. Again, specialty teams, the story. It was Dundee, who had power play chances, couldn't take advantage, but full marks to Cardiff, who did just a great job on the penalty kill. Full worth for their 3-1 victory. Some other games going on tonight in the Elite Ice Hockey League, and these are all
I am told partial scores still going. It is Belfast with a 6-4 lead over Fife. Nottingham with a 5-1 lead over Sheffield. And we get a final just in from the game between Braehead and Coventry. 3-1 is the final there. Any surprises at all?
Yeah, well, that's the result of the night, is Nottingham 5-1 against Sheffield. Those two teams absolutely hate each other. You know, they're close in proximity, a lot of history between them. Those games are proper derby games, and Sheffield's gone into Nottingham this year and won. But today, Nottingham have gone in and done a great job. 5-1 is a big statement against their closest rivals.
So strong performances around the league, and including the performance here from the Cardiff Devils, who picked up that 3-1 win over Dundee. Now, for Cardiff, not that you're a soothsayer, but with the off-ice controversy, Dave Whistle coming in to settle things down, the team playing well, they're winning games. How do you see the last part of the season panning out for them?
Yeah, I mean, winning makes everything better. No matter what the circumstances are, that makes everything better. And they started this little run. They've gone up to Scotland. They got 3 wins, which is a great performance. I know there was hundreds of people from Cardiff who went up there, made a big difference. There was 300 travelling fans going up there cheering them on, made it feel like a home game. Then obviously they had the wobble in the Challenge Cup, but they stayed strong in the league, and that's 6 or 7 in a row in the league now, and things are starting to tighten up. Cardiff were in 8th place, but right the way up to I think 2nd spot, there's like 6 points separating the sides. So Cardiff is definitely going to be a team to watch out for and have people looking over their shoulders. Early in the season, all the controversy going on, they weren't as threatening as they have been in past years, but now they seem to have got things back together, and with Dave Whistle there doing a good job as well, who knows what can happen.
All right, and we have Dave Whistle standing by, I am told, the winning coach. Let's listen in.
Dave, a second league win for yourself. You expressed concern about how much free ice you were giving to Dundee in the first period. They came back with 2 goals in the second period. What did you say to the guys in that intermittent time?
Just explain again what we've been working on, right? And go back to that basic strategy of having 3 guys high all the time right now. And we'll score some goals. We got to wait for them, and we'll get our chances. We've got to bury them. But I mean, we have to worry about our own end first. We gave up too many scoring chances in the first period. Second and third, I think we kept our scoring chance to the outside. I know they had a couple injuries on their team. They were short bench. So again, we don't want to give them any easy things. So we just worked hard on our own end, and we were lucky enough to get a couple goals as well.
Belfast are obviously running away with the league, but you guys are in great form. What's your strategy now going into the business end of the season?
Oh, it's a game at a time right now. It really is. I mean, all the players know where we stand. From 2nd to 8th is real close, so you can move up to 3rd, or you can stay at 8th. With it, so with us right now, we're just trying to win each game at a time and play as well as we can, and the standings will take care of itself.
Now, Thomas Kirker obviously was your man of the match. How important was his contribution, did you feel?
Very good. He's a good leader for us right now. Players look up to him. He's played in the NHL. He's played the highest level with the best players. And he's comes every day, works hard. So he's a good leader. He's a little bit quiet, but he does all his talking on the ice playing, and we're really glad to have him.
Dave, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
Shame we couldn't get Dave on a little more tonight.
Yeah, he's had some airtime tonight. He just got into the league again, and it's good to see Dave Whistle back.
And just one quick point about the significance of that Coventry loss to Braehead.
Yeah, Coventry is one above Cardiff in the standings, so with Cardiff looking to move up and avoid Belfast in the playoff draw, that's a significant result. And Ryan Finnity's got the Braehead side playing pretty well, and their side that's got a lot of talented individuals that can beat anyone on their day.
All right, let's set the stage for you for future games coming up on Premier Sports. Upcoming games. Coventry Blaze against the Braehead Clan. That will be in Coventry. Note that is a Sunday game, not a Saturday game. I will be traveling up to Coventry for that one. Looking forward to it. And then Belfast Giants at home against the Coventry Blaze. So we get back-to-back Coventry. That is a Saturday, the normal Saturday start. Sheffield against the Cardiff Devils in Sheffield. So we'll get another look at this Cardiff team. And then on the Sunday, coming back in, we have Nottingham going up against the Fife Flyers. So you are all up to date. But the next fixture coming up, again, a Sunday start, the Coventry Blaze against the Braehead Clan. We will be live and in color from Coventry. Hope you can join us for that one here on Premier Sports, your home for hockey. So the final score in this one, a 3-1 victory. Cardiff picks up the win against Dundee. On behalf of Neil Francis, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much, Neil Francis, Cardiff legend, and a legend in the broadcast chair in his debut, I must say. Coming up next, we have a boxing, I am told. Hope you enjoy that. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. For all of us here in Cardiff, I'm Paul Romanuk. So long.